Live on the Muhls Sports Network, it's Muhlenberg Mules Football 2025. Brought to you by Birdie's Inn, 160 Old Friedensburg Road at 5 Points in Exeter, the home of the best burgers in Berks. Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group, the power of choice. Advanced comfort specialists for all of your HVAC needs. And Borelli's Creperie, Deli and Market in Flying Hill. Now to the Muhls Sports Network broadcast booth. Here are your announcers. The boys are reunited and it feels so good. Ryan Lina-Weaver and Patrick Wider.
Hey, fooled you.
That's okay.
I am Ryan Lina-Weaver. This is not Patrick Wider.
I am not Patrick. I am Darren Ziner, the voice of the Exeter Sports Network, but a Muhlenberg alum.
There you go.
Glad
that
to be
counts.
with you here tonight in order to, of course, cheer on our Muhlenberg Mules.
Certainly, we had the Mules here facing off against bitter rival Reading Red Knights, of course. The Battle of the Border Trophy, as they say. They first met for this one all the way back in '74, and the series was abandoned after 1980. Finally got it back going in 2010 again, and all the better for it. Muhlenberg, since that 2010 renewal, has been 8-6 against Reading. And after what we saw from both teams in week one, this could be an interesting game for both.
It absolutely could be. Muhlenberg, of course, you know, we talk about the offense, we talk about the defense so many times, but you want to talk about last week setting the example for the game when Adriel Baez takes the opening kick 90 yards. You want to talk about setting something in motion where there's the belief. It's what Rob Flowers is putting forward for this Muhlenberg team. And at that point, like you said, two teams after week one, Reading lost to Phoenixville. Muhlenberg, of course, the big win over Schuylkill Valley. So Muhlenberg coming into tonight's game with a lot of momentum.
And I will correct you. It was Fred Lacey who took it back. They
That's
do have number
what I
4.
thought it was.
Yeah, they have number 4 on there.
To Chris.
Yeah, Max Preps has it all wrong.
I was talking to Chris, and he said Fred Lacey. So when I saw that, I was like, well, what's that for? Yeah, Fred Lacey did it. There
Anyway.
you go. Hey, you know, you always get off on the right foot here, right?
Well, let's get off on the right foot about talking about a team that got off on the right foot last week, and that is Muhlenberg. An emphatic victory last week, 41-14, over Schuylkill Valley. Schuylkill Valley ranked 10th in the entire state in their respective division, so they'll have a lot easier time once they get into Section 5. As for last week, could not contain the Mules. And it wasn't just Cameron Small, Reading, former Reading running back, carrying the load here. We'll talk about that in a bit. He was held to just 69 yards on 19 carries by the Schuylkill Valley defense. It was an all-state battle between him and Kamoff at the linebacker position. They were just neutralizing each other all night. It was a fascinating matchup. But instead, it was a passing game that exploded. It was Adriel Baez who threw for a new career high of 233 yards, nearly matching his entire 2024 season total of 349. Obviously have about 100 yards to go there, but still rather impressive considering averaging 35 yards a game, and then he throws for 233. Mikey Miller, touchdown catches of 62 and 73 yards. Rob Flowers called last year's passing game atrocious, but this looked like a completely different offense last week, Darren.
Yeah, it certainly did. The passing game is always going to open up the running game, and at that point, when you've got somebody like Mikey Miller who can stretch the field like that, you got a QB who can get the ball to him in space. Look out. And we haven't even touched on Cam Small yet, but he's going to be a big part of tonight as well.
Meanwhile, Reading High opening up with a really tough 28-6 loss to Phoenixville. This is a Red Knights team that has lost 8 all-league players from last season, including their linebacker of the year in Gabriel Laws, their all-league receiver in Xavier Beatty. So their coach is in year 4 of what he calls now a reboot year, not a rebuild, and he's counting on a talented freshman class to make an immediate impact. But they're serious underdogs tonight after Reading has actually won 3 straight Battle of the Border games coming in.
Yeah, and Reading right now, a team in the rebuild like you mentioned, but the positive is they've got a lot of young talent, a lot of numbers in the younger age groups at Reading. So certainly he'll have a few years in order to build them into another contender as they were a few years back. But like you said, Muhlenberg really coming off an incredible game last week. Rob Flowers has these guys in the right direction. Reading's going to have their work cut out for him tonight.
So now we can talk about Cameron Small. His second time facing off against his former team in Reading. The second time since he transferred over here to Muhlenberg. This kid had 235 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns in his 2 seasons as a Red Knight. Obviously, ran for over 2,000 last year, more than halfway towards the career total here at Muhlenberg. But last week, again, we talked about Logan Kamoff, all-state linebacker, maybe setting a standard here for other teams that Muhlenberg is going to face to say, hey, they basically shadowed him the entire night, making sure he wasn't leaving the wide receiver without a body on, or leaving the line of scrimmage without a body on him somewhere. And that was Logan Kamoff. We'll see if Reading can do that again. Small, just again, 69 yards, 19 carries. Not a spectacular game. His lowest since a 66-yard game last season, but sometimes it just doesn't matter because it opened up everything else. You have to worry about Cameron Small. It opened up the passing game for the Mules last week.
And look, Cameron Small, the type that can break it at any given time. I go back to last year against Exeter, one of the top defenses, not only in Section 2, but in the Lancaster-Lebanon League. Small torched him for 300-plus yards. So at that point, just like you said, I mean, you've got to put somebody on him. You've got to have a spy on him at all times. And he's got the quickness. Once he can hit that daylight, the explosiveness that few people can catch him.
Oh, we can't forget about the player of the game in the fourth quarter. We will be announcing that. We do have A. Murray Family Investments, LLC, sponsoring the player of the game. And we'll have a player of the game for MTAA Youth Night here for both teams. So we'll select a player of the game. Chris just reminding me that I had to get that out there quick.
Nice job to technical director Chris, being the floor manager as well here. Nicely done.
But talking about that passing connection, he had Adriel Baez, Mikey Miller. It was really remarkable last week. Miller was quoted as saying that each night it was me and Adriel at the field, and we finally came out and did it in a game. That first touchdown pass was just a 62-yard swing pass out of the backfield where Miller just admitted that, hey, I ran past the safety, my receiver threw a block for me, and I'm off to the races. The second was even better. That was a 73-yard strike where Baez saw single coverage on the far outside and decided just to bomb it downfield. He said, I'm going to take Mike every time. I think that chemistry's there this year, isn't it?
I think it is, and I'll tell you what, as a quarterback, when you are comfortable enough knowing that you can throw it up there and your guy is more likely to come down with it, that makes you a whole heck of a lot more relaxed back there in the pocket. And again, with the talents of Mikey Miller on the outside, you got Cam Small on the inside. And, you know, as far as what he can do back there at QB, you know, he can move around as well. So something else I want to point out, and I opened as far as Freddie Lacey, of course, with the kickoff return for a touchdown. Muhlenberg's got a field goal kicker as well. So at that point, put in your return guy as far as special teams, put in your offense that's explosive, put in your defense that can keep teams at bay. Now you've got a kicker in Derek Schupp. He kicked a 25-yarder last week, but that added dimension that you don't feel the pressure that you've got to get into the end zone every single time. You've got somebody who can put it through the uprights from out on the field.
Yeah, not too shabby, huh? A lot different team than we were taking a peek at 2 years ago in that one-win season. But still, going back to Small just a little bit here, still played a crucial role. He scored 2 touchdowns for him. And Fred Lacey, obviously, that opening kickoff, 89 yards to the house. Muhlenberg put up 458 total yards last week, and it was split pretty well down the middle, 225 rushing, 233 passing, and that balance can't make them dangerous going forward. And, you know, even by standards of an off night by your bell cow back.
Yeah, without a doubt. And when you're talking about him, you got to talk about your offensive line. I looked away. I hope I'm on the same thought process you are. But Muhlenberg for a long time didn't have size on the offensive line. Now they've got some big boys that they can run behind. And when you've got that size, and again, it's that you're getting comfortable with their blocking scheme and you're reading off of theirs. And these kids have been playing together for a little while. They understand as far as their roles. So this team, give Rob Flowers credit, knowing some of the parents of some players, how the overall attitude of the team has changed, and certainly it's for the positive.
At this time, they will take a quick break here for the national anthem. And when we return, we'll have more pregame here, Muhls Sports Network. Back at it here. Reading, again, going back to them, they had that tough 28-6 loss last week against Phoenixville. The numbers really do tell the story of a young team still trying to find its way. We talked about the freshman class. They have linemen like Brandon Jones, Jason Wellmaker, McKay Elias, Gomez Peterson at wide receiver. They're expected to play key roles. But they do have a senior quarterback and running back needed to provide leadership there in Weaver and Fallaharn. And so how much can that experience help try to bridge the gap between them and the freshmen that they're hoping to actually, show a role this year?
Yeah, and when you have, again, we talked about as far as Reading being a young team, but when you do have some veteran leadership, as you mentioned, back there at quarterback and at some key positions, those are going to be the guys in order to set the example and have these young kids, again, buy into the program and hopefully turn it around for Reading. So we'll see what they can do tonight.
So you have Fallaharn as your senior quarterback. They have Idris Weaver moving from wide receiver to running back. You got your basketball star Jeremiah Kamara in the backfield as well. So they are getting ready for a kickoff here as Reading in their road whites with the red helmets.
Muhlenberg's honorary captain tonight, Jaden Edwards.
Lacey fielding it around the 5, finally spun out of bounds ahead of the 30-yard line, close to the 35, and that's where the Muhls will get started here this evening.
Yeah, nice kickoff return there. He takes it to the right side, tackle just by the sideline, but 35, 36, 7-yard line. Good start for the Muhls. They'll move it back to the 34 just because we said otherwise.
It's always the way that it works.
Of course.
Muhls coming out in their home navies with the yellow helmets, yellow numbers, white trim.
You mentioned the size. Senior Tony Ferreira, 6'8", 304.
Uh-huh. It's a big boy. Two running backs in the backfield, giving Baez some options here at the start. Now they'll move Mikey Miller, split him out wide to the right. Go trips left. Baez looking for Miller. Miller on a streak. He finds Mikey Miller at the 38, out of bounds inside the 30.
Mikey Miller just releases off the line of scrimmage straight down the field. If that ball is probably 2 yards to his left, he takes it into the end zone. But a little over his shoulder, makes a nice grab out of bounds at about the 33-yard line of Reading. 1st and 10, Muhlenberg.
Yeah, I got about 32 yards on that one. I hope I can do math. That one going trips left and then just bombing it to the right-hand side after you split Miller out. And that's just looking to see where your coverage is at, trying to see if somebody moves with Mikey Miller in that case. Throw a little shift in there, see where everyone moves. as we have a false start here on the Mules.
Yeah, the right end got a little anxious there. Jump. Those are the things that, as Muhlenberg and even a young team as Reading, we talk about all the keys to the game. Penalties are a big part of it. They get a big play there, 1st and 10, great field position. Now put themselves in a little bit of a hole there at 2nd and 15. 1st and 15.
1st and 15. Once again, same exact look as the first time. This time Miller will roll to the left. The handoff is up the gut, and 2 plays, 6-0 Mules.
Well, when you talk about the 5 yards being a detriment, not right there. He'll go off the left side in between probably the 3 gap. The offensive line absolutely blew him away. I mean, they were 4 or 5 yards downfield on their blocks, opening it up. And he scampers in for the touchdown.
38 yards to the house goes Cam Small, and well, we were expecting him to finally break one loose last week. It didn't happen, and first play from scrimmage for him, and 38 yards. 6-0 Mules. The spot is down, the kick is up, and the kick is true. 7-0 as the Mules, with 11:49 left here in the first quarter, taking the lead. And we will take a quick break here ourselves. 7-0 Mules. Red Knights look to respond when we come back here on the Mules Sports Network.
Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Coley Insurance Group is a fully independent insurance agency here to put you first. With access to 30-plus top-rated insurance carriers, they ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they've got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the power of choice is always yours. Call Goosehead Insurance agent Brad Coley today at 484-838-6088.
Well, welcome back. If you just tuned in, what are you waiting for, first of all? And second of all, it's 7-0 Mules with 11:40 left. Here in the first quarter, 2 plays. That's all they needed.
Mikey Miller to take it into Reading territory. Cam Small to finish it up.
And this one fielded around the 20. Nice tackle there. Is that Boston who came up to grab it? One of those freshmen that we talked about, 5'9", $165, and he was tackled right off the bat. Gain of maybe 10, 11.
Good coverage there by the Mules. They kept their lanes on the outside, forcing him inside, take him down. 1st and 10 Reading.
Red Knights will swing out here from the sideline. Looks like a big, heavy look for them. A lot of big guys along that offensive line. Just 2 wide receivers.
Taking a look for Muhlenberg, left end Jeffrey Collado, a 5'10", 230-pound senior on the left end.
Looking to pass right off the bat. Had 2 options on that side, chose the underneath. Pass completed around the 40-yard line, and hey, we'll move the chains.
Yeah, nice pass there, something controlled, a quick out on the left flat, hint about the numbers. He'll get forward to about the 47-yard line and a 1st down.
Ended up gaining a few more yards there as he gets 15. 13, I should say. Up to the 47-yard line. Have a lineman there in motion. He's finally set. This time, 2 wide receivers split out to the right-hand side. Slot receiver in motion. And a fumble on the field.
Ground.
And that one was just that was a really badly timed
and
play.
And Muhlenberg has it.
Yeah, that was just the Red Knights blowing up their own play in the backfield. Everyone running, scunched together there behind the line of scrimmage. Scunched is a word, right? It's Pennsylvania Dutch, I think. Anyway.
Recovery by Jediah Quinones, a 6', 225-pounder.
Yeah, that was all of their own making. Can't credit the Mules all that much as they just collided in the backfield. It was 3 of them all in the same space. And as we learned from Time Cop, the same matter can't occupy the same space.
Hate to say that might have been a Three Stooges type where they all just turned around and the timing was off, ran into each other. Ball came loose, and Quinones Johnny on the spot. Mules have it in great field position.
Bet you weren't expecting a time cop reference tonight.
Hey, on Jerry Gelliff Media, you can expect anything on the Mule Sports Network. So
anything goes. You got trips left here and a whole bunch of whistles blowing, so we'll see what becomes of this.
The old fasten your seatbelt because you never know what you're going to get.
This is why you tune in here. There we go. Now we'll go trips left, and this time Baez, QB keeper. He's across the 20, finally tripped up, or across the 30, sorry, tripped up. Ball came loose after the fact, after he hit the ground.
Yeah, flag comes in from the back judge, right?
Mary, that basically turned into a punt anyway, so you can kind of scratch that one off your interception list, I guess. But otherwise, a very clean game by both sides last week between Muhlenberg and Schuylkill Valley. This time, it's a direct snap to Small, ducking and weaving inside the 35. That's going to be about 11 for Cam Small.
Muhlenberg has found something running to the left side. Cam Small's touchdown run to the left side. That one out of the Wildcat goes to the left as well, gets to the 35, makes it second and short.
Small will jog off here. Ian Rodriguez, who had a couple of really nice runs last week in garbage time, will take the place of Cam Small. Doesn't look like he's going to the trainer or anything. This one, the handoff is to Rodriguez. They pile on Rodriguez behind the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third down.
Yeah, nice pursuit there by Redding. Really nowhere for him to go. Tried to bounce it outside to the right, but covered nicely. Probably a loss of one.
That's what I have it as. Muhlenberg ran a couple of options out of the backfield last week between Baez, Miller, Lacey, Adochi, and Rodriguez. You can do that when you are up by almost 30. Baez looking left, surveying, looking to bomb it to Mikey Miller, and overthrows him by a few yards there on 3rd down and 7. I would imagine this is 4-down territory here for the Mules.
Give credit there to the Redding defender. We'll let you know who that was.
Oh, there were 2 of them. The corner
Weaver.
And the safety on him.
Well, I'll give Idris Weaver the credit on that one as far as blanketing Miller.
Miller had him beat by a step or 2. It was just overthrown. It's 4th and about 6.
And as high school football goes, 4th down, and if you're in the opposing territory, you're going for it.
They had a situation like this last week, decided to take a shot at the end zone, threw the pick. Basically ended up being a glorified punt. We also saw this last week, by the way. If you weren't tuning in, the hard count by Baez is chef's kiss. They ran that on 3 consecutive occasions. It got him to bite, and then finally they had to pull the kid out. Who kept biting the entire time.
That's tough.
Yeah,
tough.
That kid immediately sprinted off the field, and they had to replace him 3 straight times. It was almost like Philadelphia, Washington, last playoffs.
Be careful.
I knew I had to bring that up somehow.
Nice job by Baez. He picks up 5. It's 4th and 1.
And once again,
a little too eager on the left side. It's going to be offside, and Redding gives up a 1st down on penalties.
And he's not even under center. Like, he's not even under center trying to sell it. He's in the gun on 4th and 1.
I think sometimes you're looking to make a play, and you're trying to jump the ball, and it's difficult because, yeah, you just gave up the 1st down, and you do have to have that discipline, needless to say.
Well, 4th down and 6 turned into 1st down and 10 here for the Mules on back-to-back encroachment calls. A little motion there from Pagan.
And this could be the 3rd straight play. This time the right side, the right end, and let's just say the right side, they jump. And we're going to have a timeout to try to regroup for Redding.
And honestly, we should probably have a timeout ourselves. We saw 3 straight of those last week. Well, it's deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra would say. So with 9:44 remaining here in the first, it's 7-0 Mules.
Take it away.
And we will be right back.
At Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market, they keep it simple. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious. In the mood for a hoagie? Choose one from the menu or tell them what you want. A hot sandwich or a cheesesteak? They've got that covered too. Lunch meat for a family gathering? They have it fresh cut to order. Craving Italian? There are imported specialties you won't find anywhere else. Along with drinks, chips, snacks, and hot or cold brewed coffee in caramel, French vanilla, and hazelnut flavors. That's Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market. 15 Village Center Drive in Flying Hills. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious.
It's what always happens.
Early timeout taken here by the Red Knights. Trying to get it all figured out behind the scenes there. 3 consecutive encroachment calls.
Look for if Mikey Miller's on the right-hand side, trips left, and up Cam Small.
Now you got Cam Small on the Wildcat again. This time Small up the gut, bounces off some tacklers. He's inside the 5, probably around the 1. It's another big gain that time for Cam Small.
Yeah, certainly. I'm sure the defense was well aware of the trips left, and of course Mikey Miller with what got him burned on the first play of the game. But Cam Small keeps it, gets it inside the 5, and the Mules are knocking on the door.
Can't imagine who this is going to. It's Cam Small and the Wildcat once again. They go trips left. Just using that big offensive line this time. Fakes to his right, jumps in, he's in. Touchdown Cam Small. Matches his total from last week with 2, and it's 13-0 Mules.
Yeah, something simple again, going to the left side. He just takes the snap, basically can walk in, and at the 9:16 mark, Mules are looking to go up 14-0. Something else to mention here at Muhlenberg, of course, the field is absolutely beautiful. The problems that they had last year, of course, now to this year. But the fan support, you want to talk about, for a number of years, the fan support dwindled, the program on the upswing. Give credit to the fans, they're out in force.
I saw what it was 2 years ago, and it was not this, I will tell you that much. The kick is up, the kick is through, 14-0 with 9:16 remaining here in the first.
Yeah, this is absolutely the start that Muhlenberg wants. You know, you come off a big win, 45-14. Sometimes, you know, you might rest on your laurels, come out a little sluggish, especially against a team where you're favored to beat. But give credit to the Mules. They came out there, obviously just putting it to them early, 14-0.
Already a lot different than the game that we called 2 years ago. If Chris remembers that game, that was the one that we were in the stands for at Shirk Stadium.
I remember that one.
They wouldn't stick us in the press box, so we just found another way to make it happen. So we brought our table and we sat out in the grandstand at Shirk Stadium and called the game using the battery power.
Almost ran out of battery power.
But we didn't run out of battery power. That's the important part. Getting ready to kick off here are the Mules.
It's going to be Derek Shupp. He's got the ball in the air. It's coming down to the near side. It'll hit about the 19. It's bouncing around. Finally
it takes a
picked
Mules
up.
bounce, and that was a mistake. Julian Rolone right on top of that one. He was flying down the field, and oh yeah, they're going to give him some love on the way off. He deserved every bit of that. Gunning down that left-hand side is the first one to put a stick on him.
Yeah, the first challenge that you have as you're receiving, you don't want to let the ball hit the ground on a kickoff. And once it did, as you mentioned, Kalon Speed got down there and inside the 25.
You just pick it up, take a knee. Pick it up, take a knee.
I said, Kalon, it's roll on. I'll get names right yet. I apologize for that.
Well, as for the Red Knights, they will start inside their own 25-yard line. That was a kickoff return of about 3 yards when it was all said and done. Maybe 2. Meanwhile, once again, big, heavy set formation by the Red Knights. This time the handoff is to Weaver. Weaver tripped up in the backfield and just a sea of blue that he ran into there on the left side.
Yeah, Cam Small, the first one getting there. that was the play that it seemed like they were going to run when they fumbled the football, and they had a meeting of the minds back there in the backfield.
I think they have it scripted up, their first plays.
So at that point, though, good pursuit by Muhlenberg. They'll give him a yard on it, but
I don't know how, but they are.
yeah, it was good pursuit, and they're going to check on an injured Red Knight.
Yeah, it looks like Darren Wilkins, a sophomore running back out there, 5'8", buck 55. He's down, sitting around the 26-yard line. Well, in the meantime, I do have an ad read. We can get this over with, I guess. I'm kidding. We love John at Birdie's. Dinner, check. Drinks, check. Live entertainment. Jerry, we got to work on your copy. Absolutely. Birdie's Inn is your one-stop shop for everything awesome in Exeter. Sink your teeth into the best burgers in Berks. Then stick around because there's always something happening on the deck. So this Saturday, tomorrow night, it's Dan Ascanio Acoustic. Sunday is Birdie's Customer Appreciation Day, where they'll have music on the deck with Pistol Whipped from 2 to 5. And the check with the money raised from the belt sander races will be handed out to Safe Berks as well. This time, handoff is going to be behind the line of scrimmage and wrapped up around the 21.
Julian Baez, number 78. Cam Small coming around. The pursuit on the defense as quick as it can be. Reading finding it difficult to get some open holes.
So Bradley rolls him back to the original line of scrimmage here. Make it 3rd down and 10. Clock rolling inside of 8:20 left here in the first.
Number 71, Justin Jaquez. Lining up, if you're looking at the offense, to the right over the ball.
A lot of motion out there between Weaver and Bradley getting on the right side. This time they will fake it, throw it deep. It's hanging up there, and well covered that time by Mikey Miller. Coming over from his safety position and making sure well positioned to not necessarily knock it away, but at least make sure that there was no way that receiver was coming anywhere close to catching it.
Yeah, real good coverage by Mikey Miller. He could have, and obviously he played it really well. He could have gotten there a little sooner and probably made contact and ultimately, the pass interference. But he did a good job, saw the ball, timed it well, and when he went up for it, he made sure that he was swiping in front of the player, didn't make any contact. The ball was out of bounds. But needless to say, good defense, Mikey Miller.
Punt is away, and it'll be a home run and an elevator shaft. It's going to bounce on the Muhlenberg side of the 50 and take a roll to about the 47. A punt that nets about 25 yards, give or take. And the Mules will take over on the good side of the field.
14-0 Mules, great field position again. And here's where, if you're looking early to obviously put the pressure on Reading, now's the time to do it.
Not quite as quick as your Exeter game last week against Daniel Boone.
That is true. That is very, very true.
That was hard to watch, even from just watching the scoreboard updates.
That is I'll tell you what, when things just start rolling, as the Mules found out last week, when things start rolling, they just start rolling and you can't stop the train.
Miller in motion across the formation. They will throw it deep again, and they have a wide receiver. Lacey has it at the 15, drug down inside the 10. Just throwing jets right now are the Mules.
Baez back there had all the time in the world. He released, got behind the defense early, hits him in stride, gets inside the 5. I say he hit him in stride. He had to wait for it a little bit, which ultimately allowed the defender to catch him inside the 5. But needless to say, good speed to get right by the defender. Put it on the 5-yard line.
Got about 43 yards that time from Baez to Lacey. Baez already up to 75 yards through the air. Baez this time to QB keeper, cuts to his left. And it looks like he'll be just shy of the goal line as he met a sea of white jerseys.
Yeah, give credit. Number 66, Amir Woods. Grabbed him around the 2, kept him from going into the end zone.
Gave him about 3 for Baez. Coley will come over and get the play. This is the unique part of having Christian Coley moving from QB to tight end this year for the Mules is, Coley now gets to bring the plays in from the sideline from former QB to now Baez as the starting QB in 2025. He'll move Small over to the left, looking for Small that time. That was just almost a little midline screen that they were trying to set up there, and nothing doing. It'll bring up third down.
Yeah, it looked like Baez wanted to run it himself. He took a couple steps and maybe caught out of the corner of his eye, thought he might have a play there. Falls incomplete.
I think that might have been by design, too, is that you watch Baez pick the ball up. It looks like a QB keeper, and if he's not past the line of scrimmage, he can just do a little shovel pass, and I think that was kind of the intent, is that he may have an option just kind of right in front of him that he can shovel or, just dump it off to instead of keeping it. Once again, they'll go Wildcat formation with Small, and Small is in for his third. 5 touches, 3 touchdowns for Cam Small, and it's 20-0.
Yeah, right there, just power on power. And again, the left side's working for the Mules tonight. Obviously saw something on tape. Give it to Cam Small, and he can walk it in.
Cam Small now punching it in from 38, 1 and 2 yards. Now 5 touches for 73.
One more, and he matches Kyle Schwarber last night against the Braves.
I was not even watching that game, but I was receiving the text messages from my neighbor across the street as that one's punched in. It's 21-0.
He had
the first one was just pay the man in, regular, normal, had a period and everything. And then the next one that came through was all caps, pay the man.
Derek Schuff kicks it through. It's 21-0. Yeah, in fact, Schwarber had an opportunity for number 5 last night, but he's going against utility guy throwing the ball 43 miles an hour, so he would have probably had to dislocate something.
I think he popped it up on like a 57 mile an hour changeup or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I forgot to read the rest of this Birdies ad.
There you go.
If you're looking to go to Birdies during the week, which I highly suggest that you do, Monday, Dancing on the Deck with Jimmy 2K, Tuesday, open mic, Wednesday is ultimate and unique trivia experience. Thursday is NFL kickoff day featuring the Birds and the Boys. Now without their best player, Jerry Jones. Please stick around for 4 more years. 4 more years of Jerry Jones. They don't even accept that trade in Madden. So, 2 mid-first round picks at best and a 29-year-old Pro Bowl defensive tackle coming off of a knee injury. Get out of here. Anyway, nice coverage here by the Mules.
That's right. Idris Weaver takes the ball on the near side of the field. He'll only get a couple. Again, great coverage from the Muhlenberg special teams. Not much there.
I'm still not done yet. Friday is Vampire Rocket Ship from 7 to 10. We're going to shorten this the next time I read it here in the future. But
you need to get to Birdies. If you haven't been to Birdies, you really need to get there. The atmosphere is great. The staff is great. The food's great. And they've got music and a lot of different other activities all throughout the week.
And hey, guess what? If you didn't scribble that all down, you can just go to birdiesinexeter.com/events for all the details.
That's right. Find them on Facebook.
Some shifting around here on the defensive line by the Mules. Trips right for the Red Knights. They will once again try to go into the backfield, and well contained as he has nowhere to go except for so far behind the line of scrimmage. I can't even tell where the marker was.
Rebens, let me take a look here. Number 16, Rebens Joseph, looked like he got the penetration on the outside, or was that Mikey Miller? Sometimes it's tough to see as far as the 8 and the 6. 16 and then 18, all right, because that's what it looked like. 16 was the first one.
And that's going to be Bradley going for -6 on that one. As yet another player down, this time almost in the exact same spot as the previous player. This one a Mule, unfortunately.
Also,
some issues with cramping last week, too.
Give credit to Jediah Quinones. He was the one who initially put pressure on the running back there, or the wide receiver, trying to get the sweep there. Pushes him further back and allows his secondary to come up and make the play.
It's 21-0, 6:15 left here in the first quarter. Diabolically opposite to the last time that I called these two teams. That one was a struggle for the Mules. Even had a little bit of help. There was a player ejected from that game for screaming at the refs and throwing his helmet and everything else. It was a wild game, and they just couldn't pull that one together.
Talk about a contrast from last week. Game time about 82, 83 degrees last week. This week, 71. An absolutely gorgeous night for football.
Brought some long sleeves with just in case.
I've got the sweater just in case. That's right.
I tell people, look, these press boxes, usually they're pretty old. The only way that they were getting any type of HVAC in here is just running electric. And that is baseboard heating. You're not getting air conditioning. Last week they had air conditioning, but not in our portion of the booth. They had it in the central portion. A lot of these places, you're just not looking at HVAC. So if you get one of these August games, you're going to be sweating up here a little bit.
Rabens Joseph comes off the field under his own power, limping a little bit. We hope he's okay. Coach Flowers checks in on him.
Harn under center. Once again, trips right. This time the handoff just off left tackle, and they'll push the pile forward for a few, but not much.
Senior Emilio Alvarez coming up, assisting on the tackle.
Kind of hard to see who ran the ball that time.
Yeah, they tried to go off the left side again. They're just looking for anything right now. Muhlenberg's front seven, incredibly stout thus far.
Red Knights throw a man in motion. Handoff up the gut on third down and forever. They'll get back past the original line of scrimmage and not much more. It'll bring up fourth down, and we're going to have a late flag down here, extracurricular after the play, as Jeffrey Collado was getting into it with, looks like number 28 over here, Jameer Jacob. We'll see what all the fuss was about.
Senior Cooper Burr. And another senior, Emilio Alvarez, in on that tackle before the laundry came down.
And we'll see if they're going to make anything of this.
Looks like they were going to walk it off against Reading.
Personal foul, Muhlenberg, and it'll be a first down.
There you go. See, the referee facing Reading the entire time all of a sudden will do the 180 and walk it off the other way.
Yeah, that one's kind of a bummer, and it's the kind of stuff that you really need to nip early on in the season.
Yeah,
the play's dead, the play's over. You just made a stop on third down and a country mile, and you just handed them a free first down for no apparent reason after the fact.
And I know sometimes they want to use the early in the season, well, you know, they're being aggressive, and that's what we want. Well, you still have to pull back on those penalties, and they never help.
Yeah, not the freebies, not like that.
Yeah, this is the second first down they've gotten from penalties alone.
Yeah, this time Plyloharn scrambling around looking for help. There's a flag down in the backfield. This one will likely be coming back as he was just scrambling for his life behind the line of scrimmage.
Cooper Burr again on the tackle. They're going to say, not really sure what he's going to say.
I would imagine with where Reading is lining up, they'll walk it off.
Probably
it is a hold on the Red Knights.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he sure does. It'll be first down and 20. The football gods giveth and the football gods taketh away immediately. Still got the first down out of it, though.
Julian Baez comes off the field. Back on.
What, just Ryanisms that we can put up there? Yeah, if I do the Yogi Berra one, too. This time the toss to Wilkins. Wilkins looking for help and absolutely nothing. He is tracked down from behind, and it looks like it was Cam Small.
Indeed it was. What pursuit, what speed, athleticism from the backside. Able to make the shoestring tackle, and they'll back it up a little bit more.
Wilkins just nowhere to go. They're trying to stretch the field horizontally. It was it's the old Chip Kelly method of the football field's almost as wide as it is long in certain areas. So why not try to, drag everything horizontally? That was like his whole thing, is using the field as much horizontally as you are vertically.
Yeah, Reading,
not working for Reading here this evening.
yeah, Reading trying to use their skill players to get to the edge just hasn't been working. Muhlenberg's speed is just too much.
Plylaharn had a man, and that is well covered. That is a fantastic job there by Chase Zona coming over from his safety position, reading that one well, because let me tell you, he had him downfield.
When that ball comes out of the QB's hands, he's got a few steps, but he did a nice job as far as closing. And give these defensive backs some credit. They're not just haphazardly running into the receiver as far as not really knowing where the ball is. They're picking up the ball. They're making plays on the ball. So not only credit to them, credit to the coaching as far as doing it the way it's supposed to be done.
3rd down and 24. We'll see if they decide to just hand it off here. Plylaharn
Look out.
fakes the handoff.
A jailbreak from Jediah Quinones just takes him down, and it's going to be 4th and a country mile for Reading.
Known as basically just saying it's 3rd down and 24. What are the odds that they're handing this ball off? They handed it off the last time. Maybe they tried to trick us this time. He wasn't even worried about the fake. He just went right after
Really knowing where the ball is. They're picking up the ball. They're making plays on the ball. So not only credit to the QB, that is the worst spot. You can see him coming, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, it was on the 33. They're back at the 25, so it was 4th down and 32, I think. They will actually punt here. It's Perez across midfield, finally drugged down.
Give them about an 18-yard return if they bring it here to the 47-yard line. Nope, they'll give them the 45, so make it 20.
Yeah, at the 45. The referees
give him 15. I think it came down at the 40.
Referees are getting together here, and we'll see if they saw what I saw here at the very end.
Yeah, a little
Hopefully
extracurricular activity.
I know exactly what happened here, and we'll see. So if they're going to call a hold on the Mules, yeah, they're much luckier that Jewel Vega did not get called for a personal foul down here, as he came in like a flash because he thought that was a late hit, or not even a late hit. He thought that he slammed him to the ground, and he came in like made a beeline right at the point of tackle and just missed a Reading player making contact with him. So either way, this one's getting walked back for a different reason.
So giving you some offensive linemen here for Muhlenberg. Number 70, junior Trent Stoyer. He goes 5'11", 240. Remind me not to try to block these guys. It'll take me 3 days to walk again.
Is that just age, or is that just...
It's a combination of anything you care to. The center, number 77, senior Connor Kantner.
Turned that entire time because Lacey, back shoulder, looking up. He turned and rotated his body to make the play, and we'll see if there was a slight push.
Yeah, they're having the discussion just inside the 45-yard line.
They're going to wave it off.
Okay, nicely done. I think that was a big part of it because, like you said, Lacey was adjusting to the ball, and I think they thought he might be pushing off. Oh, the replay right there.
All the way back from the 40.
I think his hand went up, but I think it went up to adjust to the ball, and that's what they picked up the flag for.
Yeah, I didn't see much there.
So big play for Muhlenberg. Take him inside the 25.
10 to the 21-yard line. 39 yards from Baez in that case. Small this time up the left side, tripped up in the backfield. As that time, Joseph Reyes in on the stop.
Yeah, nice job, Reyes, there, because Cam Small, it's difficult to tackle him in the open field. Reyes able to get a hand on him, brings him down for a relatively short gain.
So Lacey now up to 2 catches for 82 yards. Baez 3 for 5 for a $114. Small, that was his 6th touch now for 78 yards. Baez looking left, now looking up the seam. Going back shoulder again to Lacey. That was a heck of a job by Lacey just to get a hand on it. But I'm not quite sure that he was exactly expecting that going up the seam. He was pretty tightly covered.
I'm going to take your word for it. I was trying to follow the
You're
play
stuck in a really
in
bad spot
between
here in the
here,
corner.
and just because of
That's okay. I saw
an
it.
obstacle, I wasn't able to see that. But I'm
I
going to
saw
take
it.
your word for it.
I saw it. Anyway, that's a really tight throw up the seam. He didn't have anything inside, didn't have anything up top, so the only place that he could throw it to Lacey was back shoulder, and credit to him, he made an attempt, but just not quite enough. Coley in motion across the formation.
And here
now
we go.
Reading
It's
High
going to be
walking
a
up.
jump again. Number 4 for them.
And we'll see. Red Knights pointing at the Mules, and they will call it on the
Yeah,
Red
they're going to
Knights.
talk that he's moving the football, all that kind of stuff that goes on at the line of scrimmage.
Another free 5 yards.
Actually, that happened last week in the Exeter game. There were, when the game was out of reach in fourth quarter, Exeter would line up, and 3 straight plays, that's what happened. They jumped offside, and they kept pointing to the center. It's like, well, you got to wait for the ball to snap.
Just like the Commanders. Once again, Baez in the backfield.
That would be the Redskins for those who are real fans.
Reading trying to draw some movement along the line there, not going to get it. Baez barking it out, hands off to Small. Small up the gut.
Looks like
Small.
he's got some big boys there. If there is a high school, and I'm not going to use the terminology, but the offensive line giving him some assistance, shall we say. We're going to stay away from any
Brotherly
Philadelphia reference.
Little brotherly shove.
I'm not going there.
Pick him up and carry him.
It'd be a whole lot easier, wouldn't it?
They're going to say Small got 4 on that one. He's up to 82 on 7 touches. Trips right formation. Miller all the way at the far side. Baez looking that direction. Oh, no. It is incomplete.
Is it picked off?
I'm pretty sure that one bounced.
It was.
I'm pretty sure that one bounced.
Yeah,
the
it was.
VAR official down here is saying absolutely not. That was incomplete. The officials closer to the call have not signaled a darn thing, and I'm not quite sure if they were watching, quite frankly.
Yeah.
We can go back to the replay here, maybe.
Oh, they're going to say it's an interception.
They are going to say it's picked off. I didn't think that was even a chance.
The timing on that off from the get-go, it was a quick slant hard inside, but Baez late with the throw. The only one really in the area was the defender, and if he picked it up off the turf, that's what was going to give it to him.
It was just bad timing between Miller and Baez. It was mostly Miller running that drag route from the far side, and I think that he was anticipating kind of a timing play that the ball's thrown to him at a particular time, so he almost stopped waiting for the ball, and Baez throws behind him, and in that case ends up getting picked off the shoelaces, apparently.
So Reading able to stop Muhlenberg on the drive. They'll take over deep in their own territory.
They will hand it off. Bounces off one defender. That's about a yard or so. So we tick inside 1 minute here in the first quarter.
Good defense. You want to talk about pursuit that you're seeing here that you haven't seen in Mule defenses over the last several years, that these guys up front, they are on the ball, and they are running through the ball. It's not a matter of they get there and they just tail off. They're driving right through.
One last play here for the Red Knights in the first quarter, trailing 21-0. Man in motion, looking left, only one receiving option, finds him close to the first down. It's around the 15.
That's a nice grab right there. Not really, and a nice throw. The small window to get it there, the defender right on him. Able to make the grab, and it's enough for a Reading first down.
We'll roll us into the second quarter here as the Mules leading 21-0. No horn or anything. It just went right up to a picture of the golf team apparently after the first quarter ends. So that should be it here for the first. 21-0 Mules. Great start here, especially right here at home against Reading High. No better start that I'm sure that they could have imagined. And we'll continue talking about that start when we return here on the Mules Sports Network. All right, now we can party after Chris unmutes me. Red Knights case of Butterfingers here inside their own 20. They'll lose a yard here as Plyler has to fall on top of it.
Yeah, situation there, the exchange between center, QB, got a little muffled, lucky to get it back.
Bring up second down and 11.
Well, just like you said, with Muhlenberg, everything that Coach Flowers would want to happen thus far, Muhlenberg absolutely dominating and things clicking in every area.
Once again, nothing in the backfield. Trouble with the snap. It'll bring up third down.
Yeah, and that's a byproduct of the center knowing that the second he snaps that thing, he's going to get crushed. So he's a little bit quicker on the snap, not getting it there.
Third down and 13 now. Heels on the 10-yard line when they get set up.
So we'll see if Quinones just kind of puts his head down and they give him the free shot again.
Third and 13 this deep. You would imagine they would just hand it off, live to see another day, but down 21-0. All bets are off. They will try to throw. Plyler looking to his right, has some options, and is it picked off?
It is picked off.
No.
Are they going to give it to him?
I think it was incomplete.
All right.
But that was well done by Rabentz Joseph going over there and making a play on that ball. Just listen, at this level, those deep balls have a tendency to float a little bit, so you're a safety. You know, it's free game for you to roam around back there, wait for it to get up in the air, and then close hard.
And again, give credit to the secondary here from Muhlenberg. They're not just running through receivers, giving up the first down for pass interference. They're picking up the ball, making nice plays on it, almost a pick there. But the secondary doing its job.
Snap is good. The punt is away. Taken, bounces it around the Muhlenberg 44 before the Red Knights will down it. Tyrese Bradley falling on it around the Muhlenberg 44-yard line, and that's where the Mules will get started here, start off the second quarter.
Again, you take a look at that first quarter, everything that you wanted to happen. Cam Small, running behind that big offensive line, running left. I haven't seen him run right very often, maybe one or two plays, but to the left has been their bread and butter tonight. .10:08 left here in the second quarter, 21-0 Mules. Xavier Otero out there on the offensive line for the Mules.
Doing a little stack formation. Miller in motion. They're going to fake the throw to Miller. It's Cam Small. Small just absolutely shoves a shoulder into Darren Wilkins, sends him flying a few yards, and gets a few more yards of his own as a result.
Yeah, he'll take it 9 yards. One of those they could have had him for 6, but just like you said, that shoulder came in, gave him a few extra.
8 for 91 now is Cam. Once again, they'll go 2 in the backfield. This time it is Small in motion. They hand off his to Mikey Miller. Miller going off tackle that time. Inside the hash marks across the 30. First
nice
down,
trap.
Mules.
Yeah, there's a little smack going on right now. Nicely done just walking away from it. These are the type of penalties you don't want to take. But, yeah, nice little cutback draw there for Mikey Miller. He's going to take it inside the 30 for a Mule first down.
About 9 for Mikey there. Now inside 10 minutes. Pat and I talked last week about the promise of Mikey Miller that we tried, hyping everyone up on 2 years ago, and we're finally seeing the fruits of all of this labor as Cam Small is untouched up the gut for his 4th tutty of the game.
27 yards to the house. And it's pending the PAT. 27-0.
9 touches, a $118, 4 touchdowns on the ground for Small. 9:02 left here, yeah.
And that was just mano a mano right up the middle. Just blew him out of the center.
Well, this is where you're starting to miss some of those all-league picks. You're starting to miss as the kick is up and through. Shupp boots it for a 28-0. Yeah, it's just something that happens. We got a flag down here on the field after the fact. I don't even know what we're doing out here anymore.
Yeah, the officials are going to have to, they're going to have their work cut out for them keeping this thing under control.
Yeah, that was Idris Weaver out there in the vicinity, and he's still hanging out there in the vicinity waiting to receive the kickoff. And, yeah, it's going to be a personal foul against Muhlenberg. And they'll walk it off, I guess, for the kickoff.
And let's face it, the backyard brawl is going to accentuate that as far as what's going to happen outside of the football game itself. So, yeah, being able to hold your composure is going to be huge in this game for both teams going forward.
Yeah, against Reading last year, Cam Small went for a $170, 3 touchdowns in that 34-20 loss. He was responsible for all of the Muhlenberg's offensive output that evening. Not a lot has changed here in 1 year.
That is very true.
He came into the game a little over 1,200 yards shy of the career record. He'll keep chipping away at that here as we go along. He had 2,051 yards rushing last year, 23 touchdowns. He's getting a whole bunch of college interest from places like Kutztown, Maine, Stony Brook, Long Island. So he's going to be right there on that D2, D1 fringe. At least those are the types of teams currently looking at him, and that may change here if he keeps this up the rest of the season. This is a short kick taken around the 30-yard line, stutter step, little juke inside the 45, now across the 50. So he gets it out to about midfield. Nice return there.
Real nice return. He'll take that ball around the 35-yard line. He'll get 15 out of it. I would say it was a decent kick by Schupp as well. Again, they're angling it to the sidelines, trying to play it to their strength as far as coverage is concerned. But they'll start at midfield.
Yeah, I imagine last year was a lot easier with Gabriel Laws in the backfield for Reading High, having him as a linebacker that, again, just like Schuylkill Valley did last week, being like, hey, he's your responsibility. He does not leave that line of scrimmage without you attached to him.
You give the spy, that's right, and make it as difficult on him as you possibly can.
So very light week last week for Cam Small. Still 2 touchdowns, now 4 in this game. He ties Kyle Schwarber.
The amazing thing, too, you talk about the 2,051 yards that he had a season ago. And, what happens, especially in a game like this, and we'll wait for this to get blown up, in the backfield.
Yeah, Wilkins nowhere to go. None of this wing tee, doing the sweeps and everything, and not a single one of them have worked thus far. Credit to the Mules for sniffing all of that out.
Alvarez finishing that one off, but you even talk about a game like this. Cam Small's going to have incredible numbers probably by the end of the season. He's not even going to be in this game in the second half. So when you think about if they would play the course of the season, the course of 4 quarters every game, imagine what kind of numbers he might have. No, there is Cam Small just blowing it up on the outside. There's the speed and pursuit we talked about earlier. Takes him down for a loss.
And once again, Darren Wilkins unable to get anything going here as they have just been on the struggle bus the entire first half. Like I said, the horizontal stuff going across the field, I understand what they're trying to do with basically their wing tee offense. You have some weapons, you got some quick feed out of the backfield. How do you make it work if you're not necessarily the strongest up front or the best up front? Maintaining the point of attack, and that's get your guys in motion, trying to get some guys off balance, get them moving around here. That's exactly what they're doing. They will look down the seam. It is caught inside the 40-yard line. As that time, nice pitch and catch from Plylaharn. And tough to see exactly who it was, but it looks like it was Idris Weaver in with the catch.
Yeah, that's a nice route right there. He gets underneath behind the linebackers, gets underneath the safety, and at that point, a nice little rollout, but there's laundry on the field, and it's going to be roughing the passer against Muhlenberg.
So tack on another 15 on top of that. They go from the 41, it's 9 plus 16 is 25 yards. Doing math on the fly here.
That penalty was tacked on to the end of the run, so the ball is spotted on the 19.
Plylaharn up to 45 yards through the air. Looks like Rob Flowers would like to take a timeout. And so will we. 28-0 Mules. 7:20 left here in the second quarter. We'll have more when we come back on the Mules Sports Network.
Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Coley Insurance Group is a fully independent insurance agency here to put you first. With access to 30-plus top-rated insurance carriers, they ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they've got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the power of choice is always yours. Call Goosehead Insurance agent Brad Coley today at 484-838-6088.
Well, as Bob McCool said, there's 7 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the second half, or the second quarter. That one, once again, a counter. Nothing going on here behind the 20-yard line. They'll lose yardage again to make it second down.
Xavier Otero there on the tackle. Loss of about 2. 2nd and 12.
Yeah, they just have not been able to get much going on here, especially on the ground. Plylaharn, 3 completions so far, 13, 7, and 25. But as for the ground, honestly, I've stopped keeping track of some of the ground stats because it's been losses almost every single play.
Yeah, if they have positive yardage, it's going to have to be because the passing yards
and this one, once again, I think the Mules have it again. It's a bad snap. You could see it right at the start, and I'm pretty sure they're on top of it.
Yep.
They sure are.
Absolutely. It's Cooper Burr who ends up on it.
One of their senior leaders, tight end linebacker. Also a fantastic baseball player.
So, yeah, unfortunately, Reading's struggles continue as far as the transition between center and QB. And Reading has a timeout.
Yes.
So
can't tell if it's a timeout by the team or a timeout.
Or the official timeout.
An official timeout. I see the officials out there sipping water, so I think it's an official timeout. I don't see another timeout snatched off the board.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, well, you know what? There's
well, whatever. We're not going to break anyway.
as we
so.
always say, there's a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here.
Timeout on the field, but not in your earbuds or your hearts. So we'll keep talking through it.
We will. 6:35 to go here in the second. 28-0 Muhlenberg. So one of the things that you talk about too, and Coach Flowers will have this decision to make. How long do you keep your starters in there? You know, I mean, I'll say it's only 28-0. It's not like it's 45. Well, that obviously becomes a challenge. He pulled them. I think that against Daniel Boone, he started pulling his. They were out by the end of the second.
Yeah,
and it's just
that was so tough for Boone. They were missing Hayden Moyer.
Yeah,
he's going to be out for I believe at least a month, give or take, from an illness.
That's a shame.
As once again, just bombing it deep, and this one in and out of the hands. It was not in the field of play anyway.
Yeah, it was a few steps outside of the field. Mikey Miller there, just running the go, and I'll tell you what, the arm of Baez got it there. If he straightens that out just by a couple yards, Miller's gone.
That's one of those where you got Mikey Miller going on the streak, and throw it in the field of play. Have him run underneath it. Give him a chance, because in that case, you're expecting Mikey Miller to get 2-3 yards downfield from whoever's trying to track him. It's not like they're going to go, you don't need a perfect throw to the back shoulder in that case. You can heave it up there a little bit and watch Mikey Miller go field it. So once again, Small shrugs off one defender. He's across the 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's across midfield, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown number 5 of the night. It's been the Cam Small show. 7 touchdowns on the year, 5 tutties tonight.
80 yards on the scamper, and guess what? They ran it to the right side. So where they've been staying to the left, they give Cam Small the opportunity to the right, and he takes it 80 yards to the house.
10 for $198 and 5 touchdowns here this evening so far, and there's still 6:17 left in the second quarter. I would not anticipate seeing much of Cam Small in the second half if it keeps up like this. But
well, gee, I wonder who our A. Murray and family investment player of the game will be for Muhlenberg.
I don't know. I'm going to have to take a crack at it, I guess. Well, we also need the advanced comfort specialist add heat check play of the game.
Who knows? We may not even have it yet.
Now you can watch the replay here. Now we actually have time to throw the replay down.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay. Here you go.
So you can see him stacking the line there, and Small shrugs off one defender, another, and then untouched the rest of the way.
Yep, then just the speed.
Heck of a job by Cam Small. Almost 200 yards here on just 10 touches in the first half. Baez has been great too. Not quite in the same way. Again, we talk about the Muhlenberg offense, a passing offense that head coach Rob Flowers called putrid. And hey, look at that. $114 through the air, $198 and change on the ground, over 200 on the ground for the Mules. About as well balanced as you're going to get here in a 35-0 game up to start things here. This one stutter step around the 10-yard line, finally brought down inside the 25. As that one was Idris Weaver again, the senior running back.
About 15 yards on that return, bring him out to the 26-yard line. But Redding again just trying to find something that might work here outside of a Muhlenberg penalty.
Well, while we have some time, we do have that Birdie's ad read again. You're just going to get used to me reading this in new and inventive ways every single quarter.
I can't wait.
It's the fun of live ad reads.
Absolutely it is.
As long as we don't tick off the sponsor, we're golden. Once again, I'll hand the ball off, going left to right and nowhere to go. At some point, that play is going to be deleted from the playbook. It has not worked at all tonight. They've run it, 3, 4, 5 times, and every single time it's been tripped up here in the backfield pretty hard.
Jeffrey Collado off his left end position, forcing the ball back even further, just as he has before, allowing the secondary to come up, make the play. But a big loss, second down.
It's like we're just going into Madden and we're using the coach's suggestion button every single time, and they just, like, there's only one play in the playbook, so they keep suggesting it. And it's the one that keeps losing you 5 yards every time.
It's the one that doesn't work, right.
Once again, this time they'll try to cut it up the field, and there's nothing there either.
Jeffrey Collado again.
That was well contained.
It was nice pressure up the middle. Collado waited on the back end, making the tackle.
Yeah, as soon as he tried cutting it up the field, that was also a mistake, because not only can the Mules pursue you trying to, go horizontally across the field there, they can contain you as well. And that time, I think it was Collado coming off the end, basically forcing him to cut up the field into blue jerseys, right into the heart of that defense. And at that point, there's nothing you can do.
I'll tell you what, first time seeing the Mules in this 2025 season, pretty impressed. I mean, the fact that, how they're just moving to the ball, obviously taking charge at the line of scrimmage. Fun team to watch.
This is one of those things as it looks like one of those slow handoffs. Is that it's not an Ole Miss thing. I can't remember which, is it I think it's Wake Forest that does these slow, protracted handoffs like that the QB will just hold it right in the belly of the running back for as long as humanly possible.
Yes.
And then decide whether or not
am I going to hand off or not. Is it going to be the option or whatever? So unfortunately, Reading going the wrong way here. Fourth down, they'll kick it away.
I think even more important for the Mules is this is a game that they lost last year to the Red Knights. There's no other way to put it. They lost by 14. It was not a great game for them, and now you completely flip the script. It's 35-0. That one touched by the Red Knights inside Mules territory as they'll take control around the 45 or so.
Some push and shove going on out there.
As you do when you're down 35-0.
Something to mention, 35-0 as we go to the second half. It is going to be a running clock. Not sure that you've seen much of Muhlenberg with a running clock.
The opposite direction 2 years ago, sure.
But
yeah.
At that point, the game will go a little quicker.
It's just remarkable to see what the Mules team has done here, especially to start off the season. They have really just taken it to heart. Again, a game that was close last year. And you see this all the time in high school, that you need to be able to punch bad teams in the mouth. Like, you can't let them hang around. You can't, as flag down on the field,
this might come from...
That's a sideline warning.
Yep. I'm going to say, this was definitely... He was looking over, wasn't sure if it was going to be a personal foul or not, but he was definitely looking over at the Reading sideline.
Yeah, they got one of those 2 years ago, too. I think they actually got a penalty for the sideline warning then, too, because they got hit. Yeah, they got hit multiple times that game. That was wild. But you put away bad teams. You don't let them hang around. And the Mules, right off the bat, 2 plays and in, it's 7-0, and they haven't looked back. That's exactly what you want to see out of a team that does have district playoff aspirations. Baez on the move, and oh my.
For another Muhlenberg TD.
Lacey now 3 catches for 128 yards. That is most of Baez's output here this evening, as well as he's thrown for $160. Makes up for that INT the last go-round. It was his last passing attempt, and he answers with a 46-yard strike to Lacey.
Another situation where Baez rolling out to his right, just waits for Lacey to clear on the right side, throws it up to him. It was a nice catch.
Didn't really set his feet either. It was a heck of a throw.
I'll tell you what, it was a nice catch because his momentum very easily, and he could have just let it go right out of bounds, but he was able to have the body control to turn it upfield, out racing to the end zone.
3:24 remaining. That one blocked. The first miss of the year for Shupp. It'll now be 41-0. 3:24 left in the first half. We can talk about the new birdies in now. Your one-stop shop for everything awesome in Exeter. I thought that was the Promenade. Never mind, that's an Exeter joke. Sink your teeth into the best burgers in Berks and stick around because there's always stuff going on the deck. Tomorrow, you got Acoustic from Dan Ascanio. Sunday, you got Customer Appreciation Day. You got Pistol Whipped out on the deck from 2 to 5. Belt Sander race money will be presented to Safe Berks that you won't want to miss. Our own Darren Ziner, Mr. Personality, hosting the event.
I'll tell you what, it really is a fantastic time. If you have the guts to get on a belt sander, I couldn't tell you how many people came up to me and said, "You do what to a belt sander?" Oh, you smack a piece of wood on it and you ride it.
Why
you
not?
know?
That sounds right up my alley as somebody who broke his finger last year riding the back of a shopping cart. So that sounds perfect for me.
It's a fantastic time. They always do it for a great cause. It's a lot of fun.
Shupp punches that one all the way down to 7 brew. Will be first and 10 for the Red Knights.
Yeah, I think there was a personal foul there on Redding, so he's kicking it off from the Red Knight 45, but able to get it into the end zone for the touchback.
And hey, guess what? If you're hungry, on Monday, they're still open at Birdie's. And they have Dancing on the Deck with Jimmy 2K. So you can burn off some calories as you're eating your birdies. Tuesday, you can sing off your calories for open mic night. Wednesday, you got the ultimate and unique trivia experience. Thursday, of course, you got the birds. We'll probably talk about that more in the second half with the running clock, but what an absolute just all-time idiotic blunder by Jerry Jones, just intentionally torching his own franchise. It's such a self-own.
Oh no, you're gonna hear him say, taking a look here, incomplete, out of bounds. You're gonna hear Jerry
outside.
Jones say, you know what, this is gonna benefit the Cowboys in the long run. They got 2 first-rounders and Kenny Clark.
2 mid-first rounders.
Good
and
for you.
29-year-old defensive tackle with knee problems.
Good for you. Yes, if you didn't know, technical director Chris just happens to be a Packers fan. Now, when my brother sent a text yesterday, we hadn't heard that the trade had happened yet. When he first sent the text message, Chris didn't believe him.
I didn't believe it either.
He was like, yeah, sure, yeah, right, whatever.
To who? The Packers?
And
what
then-
do they
and
offer?
then-
And then you saw it and was like,
I verified it on Fox and ESPN and what have you, and it was a matter of, son of a gun.
and when Redding getting across the 20 down to about the 21. It'll be second and long.
This is going to turn into a T-Mac John Kruk type thing where
I think so.
I mean, we're going to be talking about Waverly Avenue and the Pagoda, and
John Kruk is a Philadelphia treasure.
he really has
I
become
might hang
one.
my head out and shout at somebody.
He was
before the
talking,
end of the night.
and you probably have heard this, but having a discussion during one of the games recently, and he looks over at time. He goes, "How do you know time's correct?" like the first guy who created time. How did he know it was 8:12?
So, God bless him. Hey, we'll look down the seam. That one off of a
Almost.
mule's fingertips.
Emilio Alvarez almost had it.
Senior linebacker. We'll think about that one for a good long while, but the good news is it's 41-0, so I'm sure he'll forget about that really quick. And also Friday will be a Vampire Rocket Ship from 7 to 10. I don't know what kind of music that they play, but sounds interesting.
It is absolutely an interesting name. Maybe that's the only thing to say there.
It's like
I have not
Vampire
heard
Weekend.
them. I'm sure they're fantastic. I simply haven't. I can't say I've heard too many bands with a name such as that.
This one taken in around the 47-yard line and an immediate tackle.
Caleb Perez had
That
it.
was a nice job.
Couldn't escape the grasp.
Yeah, that was Linsenbigler with the tackle.
I'm going to give a nod to junior Brian Stadelman. He kind of played peacemaker right there. They started jawing each other, and he grabbed a couple players and said, "Come on, let's just get out of here.
Yeah.
Save that 15 yards for another day."
That seems to be exactly what Rob Flowers is doing down here with 2:19 left in the second quarter. All of the team is gathered out there. I'm sure it's him just being, hey, we're up 41-0. Don't be stupid.
Yep, discipline.
Just don't make dumb mistakes. Don't let them get in your heads. Don't let them, chirp at you because you just point right up to your big new fancy scoreboard up there and show them exactly what time it is.
Yeah.
if you're John Kruk. 8-12 or whatever. 8-14. Now have an official timeout. And they will give it to, they're signaling Muhlenberg timeout as now the team splits. The offense now has huddled up here around the 30. Get about one more play here before ticking inside 2 minutes.
So, yeah, the NFL season right around the corner. I don't know if you're a fantasy football fan.
I am.
I've
I
got
actually put money down towards one of my teams this year for the first time in a while.
Uh-oh,
So
he's slapping down the greenbacks. Look out.
That one's the work league. That one frightens me.
You're coming to play.
That one I'm doing from scratch. I also have a keeper league too. Is Baez maneuvering in the pocket, now rolling to his left, looking for some help down the seam. And just nothing there. Miller was moving with him, trying to provide an option down that left sideline, and just not enough green daylight. Green daylight. I'm just mixing up all my words.
That's all right.
Tonight. Not enough green space there. Not enough daylight there. Either one would have worked, but I chose both. So
that's one of the hardest throws to make as a right-handed passer is when you're running to your left and you've got to try to square your shoulders and you really don't have any time to because somebody's breathing down your neck.
All the time.
He shot-putted that thing out there, just didn't have quite enough on it.
This time, Baez, they hand off to Small. Small off the right-hand side. Nobody's touching him across the 50, 45, 40. Stiff arm down to the 35, and we got a flag here late. I'm curious what that's going to be. I'm not quite sure what that could have been.
It'll be a 26-yard run if they give it to him.
At the very least. Glad you're doing math.
Actually, make it a 30-yard run. Well, but we're going to wait. It's a hold. It's coming back.
It's just that, and I'm just going to put this in the nicest way possible. Where they threw the flag?
It literally is at the end of the play. So if they're putting the ball on the 47, they saw the penalty at the 37 because ultimately, and he made first contact.
Where he was tackled.
He made first contact about the 34. Yeah, so kind of interesting where they threw that flag.
All right, let's try that again. They'll move Small out into the slot. The handoff is to Miller. Miller jukes to his left, looking for more green out there. He's across the 30, 25, 20, still ditching tacklers. Inside the 10.
That was one heck of a run. Probably escaped 4 or 5 tacklers. Had a few guys out in front of him to spring him loose, but there's the speed that he's able to get to the outside. So let's see where they give him.
About the 6, it looks like. So that would be
41.
That would be 41 yards. Makes it 50 for Mikey Miller on 2 touches. Nice to keep him still involved here.
Dare I say he ran left.
Once again, same exact play, this time reversed. Handoff is to Miller, and Miller.
He's just going to stretch it out to the corner of the end zone for the 7-yard touchdown.
Easy peasy. And just like that, Muhls up 47-0. Who would have thunk it?
I'll tell you
3 straight
what.
wins by Reading in this, and Muhlenberg's just come out here on their new turf field and punched them in the mouth.
And asking you, when was the last time you might have seen a Muhlenberg Mule team come out and dominate like this over the last, obviously, 5 years, whatever the case is, longer than that.
So the Muhls have not been in the district playoffs since 2013. It has been over a decade since they have made their way to any sort of postseason glory, and they're itching for it this year. They're going to have a chance. Their roster is such that you're going to have a chance here. You got some really good talent that can keep up with some of the upper echelon type guys. It's just a matter of how the rest of the team fills out. And you need, no mistake football out of everyone else. And I think that is something that Rob Flowers brings to this team, is just that wherewithal that, hey, we got to work every single play, every single game. It's not enough that we're up 48-0. We keep grinding. It's not enough to be up 41-0. Ignore them. That's why he gathered everyone together there at midfield to get their heads put on straight. So now you get to sit here and look at a 48-0 lead with $1:30 remaining in the first half. Not resting on the fruits of their labor quite yet.
And you know, obviously tonight going very well for Muhlenberg, things are going to get more challenging. I mean, they're in Section 2. There are some juggernauts in Section 2, Conestoga Valley, Ephrata, Exeter. So at that point, use these types of games as your stepping stone to say, you know what, this is what we're capable of. And at that point, again, build off of it to raise yourself to the level of those teams.
Trying to take a peek at the rest of the Friday night games here. I'll eventually pull up their scores, but last night's scores, well, we got 90 seconds here. The Red Knights will take over here at the 35. Upper Perk beat Fleetwood 35-7. Conrad Weiser scored a couple late to make their way past the Elko Raiders, my alma mater. Finally starting their backyard brawl again. Used to be a thing back in the day that Conrad Weiser and Elko would meet, but you know, you had Lancaster Lebanon League against Berks, and it just never quite worked out. But now that everyone's Lancaster Lebanon League these days, now they get to see each other all the time.
Yep.
Schuylkill Valley beat Daniel Boone 35-0. So your Panthers there, Chris, back off the Schneid and back into the win column. Berks Catholic beat the Executive Education Charter Raptors 45-20. And Annville Cleona over Hanover in a barn burner 10-7.
You mentioned Daniel Boone, 0-2 on the early season. That's who the Mules will face next week.
Their second and final road game of the season as we finish up here with 7 straight at home. Won't be as lucky next year, I take it.
You know, I'll tell you, it's going to be pretty interesting looking at the Mules schedule. There's a good chance, and I'm not going to try to jinx them or anything else, but just as far as what I'm seeing tonight, there's a good chance they go 6-0 because they're 2-0 after tonight.
Well, Mifflin's going to be the big
that's what I'm saying.
There's
a
the
chance.
measuring stick.
There's a chance right there that the possibility before they get to the juggernaut, the harder part of their season, they very well could be. Now, even if they're 5-1 going into that certainly is quite impressive as well.
Justin Jaquez in there on the stop as a little mishap in the backfield leads Plyloharn to absorb another sack, and that is the end of the first half.
Mercilessly, yeah.
48-0. Like I said, we're going to have a lot to talk about with the Muhlenberg team. There is a good chance that they could go 6-0, at least to start out here, and then you get into the Exeter Townships of the world, and you finish up your last game of the season against Conestoga Valley, obviously, but your first measuring stick really is Governor Mifflin. Mifflin, for all of their highs and lows, they are always somehow in the mix. They can run the football like no other in Berks County. They have consistently churned out excellent running backs and excellent running games over the past couple of decades, and they just continue to do that every single year. So it doesn't really matter much if it's a down year for Mifflin. A down year for Mifflin is a good year for a lot of other schools, including Muhlenberg. So that's the first game that they really get to be like, how do we measure up against the rest of Section 2? That's number one.
And let's face it, when you're playing somebody not only in your section but close to home, there's a level. It's amped up. It's we're Governor Mifflin. We're the Mustangs. You don't come to our house. We're as far as perhaps as we're seeing here tonight. We're coming to play, and you guys better be ready because we're going to kick your butt if you're not.
Speaking of butt kicking, it's 48-0 here at the half. We will take a quick break. I'm hungry, so I'm eating whatever's up here in the press box. And when we come back, we'll
talk about Father Time.
Fried chicken, Father Time, and more about the Micah Parsons trade when we return here on the Muhls Sports Network.
You're watching the Muhls Sports Network on Jerry Gallup Media.
The whistle blows, the crowd ignites. Underneath those blazing lights, cleats hit the turf, the battle's on. The roar of fans, the beat of hearts, it's where the legend always starts. Friday night, we're burning bright. JG Media brings the fight. Exeter shouts, the mules inside. Friday night lights, so it's our night. Helmets clash, the sparks they fly. Dreams are made beneath the sky. Every play's a shot to shine. The countdown's loud, the tension's real. This is how the champions feel. Friday night, we're burning bright. JG Media brings the fight. Exeter shouts, the mules inside. Friday night lights, so it's our night. Oh, 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 it's our night. Oh, oh, it's our night. Friday night, we're burning bright. JG Media brings the fight. Exeter shouts, the mules inside. Friday night lights, so it's our night. Whoa, it's our night. It's our night. It's our night.
Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Coley Insurance Group is a fully independent insurance agency here to put you first. With access to 30-plus top-rated insurance carriers, they ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they've got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the power of choice is always yours. Call Goosehead Insurance agent Brad Coley today at 484-838-6088. At Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market, they keep it simple. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious. In the mood for a hoagie? Choose one from the menu or tell them what you want. A hot sandwich or a cheesesteak? They've got that covered too. Lunch meat for a family gathering? They have it fresh cut to order. Craving Italian? There are imported specialties you won't find anywhere else. Along with drinks, chips, snacks, and hot or cold brewed coffee in caramel, French vanilla, and hazelnut flavors. That's Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market. 15 Village Center Drive in Flying Hills. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious.
At Birdie's Inn we meet again. Friends and love forever blend. Raise a glass to time so sweet. Come on in and find your seat. Lights are twinkling. Stories never fade. Moments we cherish in memories made. Dancing in the night, voices in a song. Together we're strong, right where we belong. At Birdie's Inn we meet again. Friends and love forever blend. Raise a glass to time.
48-0. Not your final score, but it is the score at halftime here, as Muhlenberg got things started 2 plays from scrimmage, and they were already in the end zone 7-0, and haven't looked back ever since.
No, absolutely not. And the domination on the line of scrimmage, of course, you always talk about whoever dominates in the trenches, that's the way the game's going to go. And obviously Muhlenberg has the size, and they're just able to just blow holes open for Cam Small, who's had running lanes all night long. And here we go. So grab the popcorn, have a seat, because this second half is going to be over before your favorite movie.
It's going to be quick. It's going to be like that time where I took a flight from New York City to Savannah, and the flight time was like barely an hour and a half. You couldn't even watch a movie on the flight if you wanted to, Because, you know, it's
That's
like 20 minutes into
documentary.
your flight. They're like, oh, hey, now you can finally watch something.
That's documentary material.
And at that point in time, it was like, oh, all right, well, I guess I'm watching like a half-hour TV show, and then you land in Savannah.
Yeah, you're
Cool.
watching 3 episodes of Cheers. The ones that you've seen 800,000 times
Do they
already.
even stream Cheers on?
Oh, we've got some replays going on. All
We
right.
do have some replays going on. Well, this
Look
is
at
a
that.
21-0
Technical
replay.
director Chris all over it.
Or we can just talk over it. Oh, that would be Baez.
Yeah, that would
Looking
be
up top to
Lacey on the right-hand side. They tried to throw the flag there on Lacey as far as pushing off, but after a brief discussion, they picked it up. Gave Lacey the catch on a mule first down. Is this going to be the Cam
Yeah, I think
Small?
so. Oh, we can just keep talking over top of it.
Yeah,
You can
why
just
not?
enjoy while Darren's also eating
Yeah.
Redner's fried chicken.
I'm
Not a
glad.
sponsor,
I'm glad
but-
they don't have a camera on us.
Not a sponsor, but he might need a little bit of muting here. Anyway, Baez $160 through the
Oh
air.
no, that
7
was the
passing attempts.
INT.
Don't show that one again.
Yeah,
Actually,
we-
maybe show that one again.
Yeah, you know what?
Did that
Yeah.
one bounce?
Yeah,
That's what I
let's
wanna know.
let's watch that one again.
Oh, come on, Chris. Oh. All right, well. Is it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's Miller on the drag, and
Wow, that certainly looks pretty low right there. I'm not so sure he could have gotten his hands under that one.
oh, now he's going to go slow-mo.
Oh, super slow-mo.
And, yeah, you know what? I don't.
You know
I
what?
don't
If
care.
it was baseball, they'd keep it because it was too close to call. So, okay, we'll give it to him.
At this point, I'm good with not watching that one again.
Yeah.
Muhlenberg coming out here in their best remember the Titans. They're not doing any of the rolling on their way out here, doing the.
Or the 100-yard. See, I'm not. Yeah, is that the movie? Remember the Titans, the 100-yard? No, that's facing the Giants.
That's facing the Giants.
I always get those two messed up.
How do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not the 100-yard bear crawl.
Yeah.
Theirs is the one where they wake up super early in the morning and go running at Gettysburg.
Yes, they do.
And talk about sacrifice and everything else. And
That's right.
old T.C. Williams. I don't think that's the exact story of what went down at T.C. Williams, but made a nice movie, and I do love myself some, Denzel. So
They may have embellished the Hollywood entertainment portion of that.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, Baez, not too shabby this first half. Passing for $160, throwing for a touchdown. Did have an INT, but intents and purposes, 4 for 7 for 160 yards. Cam Small, 10 touches for 198 yards, and more importantly, 5 touchdowns to his credit. And be remiss if we didn't also talk about, Mikey Miller does have a touchdown there at the very end of the second quarter. He's got 3 touches for 56. Also a catch for 32 yards, and then Lacey, 3 catches, 128 yards. Ethan, give him a not a bad day chance, at the because office for in either that of case, those you're guys. expecting
Yeah,
Mikey Miller to
and talking
get,
about
2-3 yards
the,
downfield from whoever's trying to put down your track him. It's not chicken like they're before. going to go. You don't need a perfect throw to the
Talking
back
about
shoulder smudge up all in your that case. You
papers.
can
Yeah,
just leave it
well,
up there a
the-
little
the
bit.
laptop
Watch Mikey
screen.
Miller
Yeah,
go
the
feel it
laptop
ruined.
screen will be wonderful.
So once again, Small shrugs
But
off one defender. He's
talking
across the
about
25,
Baez,
30,
one of the
35,
things
40,
that
45,
Mule
50s,
fans
cross
have
midfield, 40,
experienced is he was a
30,
starter as a freshman.
20,
And you're
15,
gonna see
10,
him, and
5.
You're already seeing his development
Touchdown.
as a sophomore. So you've only got good things to say, because you're seeing him come into his own right now as far as running this offense, as far as having a command of the offense. He's only going to get better. And just like you had just mentioned his numbers, they will only get better. Obviously, this year as it progresses,
For the
he's got
sideline warning
Mikey
then,
Miller,
too, because
he's
they got
got
hit.
Cam
Yeah, they
Small,
got hit multiple
and the
times.
Mules
that
will
game.
have
That was wild.
someone else to step up next year.
But you put
when
away bad
they
teams.
ultimately
You don't let them hang
graduate.
around.
And,
And
that
the Mules,
is,
right
again,
off the bat,
where Baez's
2 plays and in,
leadership
it's 7-0,
will come
and
into
they
play.
haven't looked
So
back.
really get excited
That's exactly
about
what you
his
want to see
play,
out of a
because
team
it's
that
only
does
gonna
have
get
district
better. He's
playoff
going to mature
aspirations.
by the time
Baez
he's a
on the
senior.
move,
Look
and
out.
oh my gosh, that's a fantastic throw to Lacey. Lacey's inside the 5. Do they count it?
They're going to
Touch. So Muhlenberg's ready. The scoreboard's ready, and the Reading Red Knights are
the officials
not.
are ready.
so.
Not exactly sure where their fans are going.
Yeah, there seems
One of
either
the-
one would have worked, but I
Exodus,
chose
and I don't know
both.
if that's
So
all of That's one of the hardest throws to make as a right-handed passer is when you're running to your left and you've got to try to square your shoulders and you really don't have any time to because somebody's breathing down your neck.
all the time.
He shot-putted that thing out there, just didn't have quite enough on it.
This time, Baez, they hand off to Small. Small off the right-hand side. Nobody's touching him. Across the 50, 45, 40. Stiff arm down to the 35, and we got a flag here. As they currently lead Selinsgrove 49-0. As they punched in a last-second score as the halftime buzzer sounded. Perk Valley over top of Governor Mifflin 28-10. That's going to be one to keep on top of. Again, talked about Governor Mifflin a bunch here, about how they're just always in the hunt and always just a solid team. And obviously that one, not a great halftime for them. Exeter currently leading Boyertown 21-3 at the half. Unable to get into Boyertown for reasons, and that's why DZ is here. As the Mules, yeah, they're going over to the end zone here, and
they're going to continue their warm-ups as we wait for Reading to get back on the field. I want to give Reading some props, though, as well, because as we know, and we saw this last week when I was calling the Exeter Daniel Boone game, is Daniel Boone obviously is a rebuilding program. You know, they don't have the numbers that you would hope to have, and there were a lot of challenges as we saw throughout the course of the game. Give some props to the coaches at Reading and the players as well. You know, they're coming out here, they're battling. Things certainly aren't in their favor, but, you know, waiting for them, of course, here. And hopefully, as the second half goes on, you have, you know, you've got good sportsmanship and things of that nature that the coaches are trying to instill in their kids. So props to them that they come out, they continue to battle hard. That's all you can hope for in a high school team.
well, we're still waiting for Reading to book it out of the locker room here. Looks like they are returning here for the second half. They're finally swinging out here, but after a good long while. Take a further peek here. Yeah, Mike Drago, Kyle Schwarber take a seat. Cam Small now has 5 homers. I mean, touchdowns tonight. Everybody making the same joke these days. Wilson.
It's called We're Not Original.
Wilson over top of Plymouth Whitemarsh 13-0 as well. Yeah, some interesting games out there within Berks County and beyond. Again, taking a peek at that. Did have Wilson playing at Plymouth Whitemarsh. You had Manheim Township, Central York this evening, Cedar Crest at Spring Grove, Penn Manor at Dallastown, Exeter, Boyertown, Perk Valley, Governor Mifflin, E-Town, Kent Square, Ephrata, Manheim Central, and what should be an interesting matchup there. Lebanon taking on Garden Spot. Lebanon in their 44 consecutive losses have not won since 2020. In their shortened season, we talked about that last week. Actually remembered who their starting quarterback was back then. It was Isaiah Rodriguez, who went to Wilkes then, because he was a spectacular basketball player. He ended up at Wilkes, and after he left, so did the Cedars. They also checked out for the next 4 seasons.
I remember talking to their first-year head coach, and I believe he was only there for 1 year last year at the Lancaster, the online media day. And at that point, very optimistic. He had actually one of his assistants had played in the NFL, may it be a practice squad or whatever the case was. But
was it Kerry Collins?
I don't believe it was him. It could have been.
Former Lebanon High School great Kerry Collins before he transferred to Wilson.
When he lived in Lebanon.
That is correct, as
right.
As the legend goes.
That's right. But he had, you know, spoken very positively of the program. And then when I read that they have first-year coach, it's obviously a very difficult situation, as you mentioned, 44 straight and trying to build a program. And you need some
Muhlenberg went through it.
Yeah.
Muhlenberg went through, what, 26 straight? And it was a game that they actually, it was part of, you know, playing Reading. I think they had like 26 straight at one point in time. Yeah, Muhlenberg last won in 2021, 38-6. That snapped their 26-game losing streak. The last Muhlenberg win before that date was all the way back on October 26th in 2018. So this is most certainly a new turn of events for the Mules. Well, now the teams will hit the field. Reading in a slightly different situation. Not winning an awful lot, but you got Troy Godinet trying to get everyone behind him. Year 4 of their 6-year plan, as you was saying here in Reading.
You were talking about as far as Muhlenberg and as far as the lean years, and now, of course, Rob Flowers looking to turn that around. I go back to when, dare I say, a few years ago, prior to John Yoakum getting to Muhlenberg, things were mediocre at best, and they put the right people in place, and at that point, look where, those Mules of the 2000s, one of them run by Coach Flowers, and at that point, just turned the program around for a number of years.
Weaver across the 30-yard line, scampering from left to right. So out come the Red Knights, fresh as daisies from the locker room here with the running clock. Maybe I'll turn it over to Darren so that I can eat fried chicken here in the second half.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll have to wipe my hands on my
Hand
pants.
off,
But
cuts up field, gets maybe a yard or two, and that's about it. And, watching that play unfold, I think some of it is a little bit of impatience from your running back. Very clearly, he had 2 blockers out ahead of him. He decided to forego running behind those blockers and using them as leads and cut up the field instead to avoid those blockers. So I'm not sure if his blockers really even got hands on anyone before he decided to, I don't think either of them were engaged. At least follow your blockers. See where it goes. Once again, they'll hand off. This time he will follow his blockers across the 30, 35, and get shoved out in front of the Mules bench.
watching Exeter last year, when you talk about being patient behind your blocks, Jaden Zandier did it about as well as anyone at the high school level that I saw. He had the speed, he could hit a hole, but when it came to just taking those few extra steps, watching his blockers and being able to hit as far as what they provided for him, it's a real skill to have.
3rd down and 4 for Reading. Rolling out, firing, caught, shy of the yard to gain. Now they have a 1st down. A little bit more stutter stepping around the 45.
I want to say that's
a 1st down.
Idris Weaver.
I believe it is Weaver, and yeah, we're honing in on who our player of the game is here for the Red Knights. It's difficult to find someone, but I will say Weaver has most certainly been churning those legs and running angry all night.
Yeah, certainly. Forget about the score. He's in it to play the game, giving it everything that he's got now as if it was the first minute of the game.
A little Pacheco there that he runs like he's angry with the ground. Or runs like a kid with a new pair of shoes. 9:10 remaining here. They will do a fullback dive. And I believe it's a 1st down.
Yeah, use a little bit of that size to hit that hole pretty quickly.
That was Jalir Nunn up the gut.
And it looks like now is there a flag?
Well, the Red Knights are walking this one backwards.
Nope, it's going to be a 1st
Okay,
down.
there you go.
The official had me faked out, as happens at the high school level. But a good pickup there for Reading. Just right up the gut, using the fullback with some size.
I saw Governor Mifflin use that against the Mules a couple years ago with a lot of success. Rolling out this time, rolling out to his weak side. The throw is a wide receiver killer as he throws it high across the middle of the field, and it's brought down. Jacob comes down with it, and there's another first down.
Good athleticism there. Nice rollout to the left side. Had a defender in his face. Able to float it up there, and his receiver went up and got it for the first down.
Yeah, just taking a peek here at who is and is not in the game, and it doesn't look like Mikey Miller's back there at safety, and that could lead to a few more passes and runs up the gut there. Some starters still in. I see Cam Burr out there. This time they try to sweep from left to right. Cooper Burr? It's Cam Burr. Yeah, sorry. Wrong one. Cooper Burr.
Yeah, they try to, the run to the right-hand side. It hasn't been there all night. Muhlenberg stacks them up for a loss. Well, they're going to say no gain. Hey, we got chicken here. We're going to eat it.
We do have chicken.
Yeah.
It's not quite the wings and beer that Jerry had that one year that we were calling Burke's Catholic Governor Mifflin in the rain from his couch. That was me and Mike Boyer.
Yeah.
Calling that one.
There you go. There's a shout out to Mike.
Mike Boyer. This one running into his own blocker and then tracked down from behind. That was an excellent job that time. That looked like Ian Rodriguez tracking him down from the backside, making the tackle.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed by this Mule defense. The fact that
weak spot.
They're pursuing, yeah. Yeah, you take a look a year ago as to where ultimately they were and the scores and what they gave up. You're seeing a totally different version this year.
Like I said, Rob Flowers called everything atrocious. Sorry, not putrid. It was atrocious. And he spoke that way about his passing game and his defense. And both of them mostly corrected here through 2 games in the season. That one is behind the line and a little too high for Wilkins. Wilkins all of 5'8". Needed to be about 6'2" to catch that one.
Play actually developed pretty nicely for them. You got open in the flat. The pass just a little bit too high to get out of it. But at that point, if he makes that play a little bit sooner, he probably has some room to navigate out there.
But you go back to the Muhlenberg defense and how bad it has been in past years, and their passing game as well. 34th out of 37 Lancaster Lebanon League teams last year in passing. They allowed 389 points, basically 39 points a game. They allowed 50 or more 3 times during the season. So this one, QB keeper. Nice job there by Plylaharn, making, as Mark Zumoff would say, garbage into gold.
Yeah, give him credit. Rolled out left, looked for something downfield, didn't see it, so tucked it in and able to pick up some nice yardage.
I believe it's a first down for him because they're moving the chains. Mikey Miller is off the field down here. You can see him standing with the pants hiked up and the jersey hiked up as well. We'll see if he comes out for offense at all. Once again, that little trap play. And this time the Mules close the gap considerably. It was a nice job by the defensive line converging.
Yeah, that may have worked once or twice before, but on that particular play, they crashed inside. They weren't going to allow any additional yards. Nice play.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, won't get fooled again. George W. Bush once said. .409 remaining here is that running clock shaving off time considerably. Once again, more motion. Fake the handoff. Now the roll off to the right-hand side. Has a man. Nice tackle that time.
Oh, and a flag is going to come in. It's going to be a late hit.
And it was Khalid Perez that was in on the stop, at least initially. He gets flagged here at the end.
I think this is going to go against Reading.
And that flag's all the way back at the 37-yard line. It's way behind the play. And there you go. It's on Reading.
Yeah, a little extracurricular activity after the play.
Inside 4 minutes, the clock does stop with 3:47 as a result of the penalty.
They're going to have to, I think, reset,
they have
first
to.
down markers.
Yeah.
Because as a result of the play, they got the first down.
And then after
And
the
then
play,
the dead play,
subtract
the
the
dead
play.
ball.
So it got to the 12 and then subtract 15. So they're at the 27. Rolling out to his left this time. He'll fall back a little bit further, and my goodness.
That's ugly.
I'll get the
Cooper
name right this
Burr.
time. Yeah, it's Cooper Burr.
Yeah, he just came up. And I'll tell you what, give him credit because he could have lowered his shoulder and just absolutely decleated him. And he came up and gave him a body check.
Yeah,
Maybe
it was
that's
basically
the best
a
way to
chest
say
bump.
it. Yeah.
He didn't bother lowering the shoulder, didn't bother lowering the helmet, just straight up chest bump. That'll march him back 12 yards all the way back just shy of the 40.
Well, let's face it, we've seen it in the NFL where, you might as well put a skirt on the QB because if you come up and scratch him, there's your penalty.
That one fumbled in the backfield. Ball still loose. Now back on the opposite side of the field. There's a flag thrown down, and I'm not sure if this will be on the Mules because it looked to be right here between the blockers. And it's likely going to be a foul on Alvarez that will nullify a lot of this.
Yeah, I'm expecting that as well.
Yeah, I'm not even getting too far ahead of myself with what happened on that play because it's all coming back.
Nope, they're going to call it against Reading, and they're going to decline it.
It'll be a pass interference against Reading in that case. Okay. Penalty decline, never mind. I could have sworn that looked like they got tangled somehow, and the offensive lineman took the brunt of it because he hobbled off the field.
I think it was an illegal. I think they did say it was holding or illegal block on Reading. Yeah.
That's an illegal block. All right, so third down and 30. Basically from the parking lot of Seven Brew right now. Grab me some Infinitos while you're out there. Rolling left, looking, firing, nobody there. It's picked off.
Fred
Lacey. Yeah, not only are we going to catch some touchdowns tonight, we're going to catch some INTs too.
Yeah, the throw a little deep for the receiver there, and all Fred Lacey playing center field had to do was wait for it to come down, and he's got the INT.
Yeah, that one just hung up there for what seemed like forever. Stick Jerry out there on the field, all 5'6" of them, and he would have come down with that INT too.
Are you willing to go that far?
I'm just waiting for him to listen to this on replay and for him to cackle out loud when he hears that.
I sure hope
that's
so.
all.
Absolutely. Mules will take over, 1st and 10 on their own 34.
Well, now the fun comes and trying to figure out exactly who's coming out. And yeah, it won't be Adriel Baez. It'll be Julian Rolón, 5'7", $140 sophomore QB. And right off the bat, has to pick it up off the turf, gets spun down inside the 35. He'll lose a yard or two.
Good job there by Reading. Obviously, the fumbled snap throws the timing off, but pursuit good, and they'll hold it to no gain.
And it looks like you got Joel Vega out there, and a handful of guys out there. Christian Coley, even though he's your starting tight end, he's out there, he's running into plays. That's especially has to be helpful with a sophomore quarterback out there. You know, getting the plays relayed to you by a teammate. Got a little stack formation here on the right-hand side. Usually they run that right out of there. This time they'll hand off. You weren't there to see it last week, but that is the play that Mikey Miller ended up going to the house on. They run that little stack formation here on the right-hand side. Mikey Miller went in motion around, almost like a
little jet sweep action.
Yeah, almost like an indoor football game. You know, doing that little jet sweep.
Little toss.
Get him in motion. And they just did a little swing pass out there, and he went untouched. Which is, you know, you run a little bit of motion, you throw somebody out there, and you're able to at least see, like, all right, who's following who, zone, man, And if nobody's following him, they just tossed it out to him, and he was off to the races. That'll do it here for the third quarter. How about that? 48-0. It stays. But it will be Muhlenberg football when we return here for fourth quarter action. 48-0. When we come back on the Muhls Sports Network.
Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Coley Insurance Group is a fully independent insurance agency here to put you first. With access to 30-plus top-rated insurance carriers, they ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they've got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the power of choice is always yours. Call Goosehead Insurance agent Brad Coley today at 484-838-6088.
Back at it here for fourth quarter action, 48-0. Muhlenberg on top of the Reading Red Knights, and we'd have to dig back through some history to find the last time that something like this happened.
So Muhlenberg with the ball in the 34. Rolling left. Looking downfield. He'll fire.
Nice
Nice
throw.
completion at
That's
the
going to be
45.
close to a first down. They might have it, too.
Nice catch on the left flat. It's going to be Joel Vega.
And here you go. It's been 14 years since Muhlenberg has shut out Reading High in football. It was 2011. They won 21-0. See, this is what I use AI for.
It can be quite the educational piece.
That's what I hang out for.
Going to be the handoff bouncing to the
it's-
right. A flag will come in.
That's Idochi there, across
Manny-
the 50, and it's going to be coming back.
Manny Orfagorum Idochi. And as far as where the flag is thrown, it'll be a hold. Bring it back.
For those keeping track at home, this will not set any records. The largest margin of victory here by the Mules over top of Reading High was 57. I mean, we still got time.
There's a
Still
chance.
got time.
There's a chance.
That was 2007. Muhlenberg beat Reading 67-10. Muhlenberg has also beaten Reading in the past, back in 2021, 38-6. Yeah, 57, the highest recorded margin between these two teams. That's what AI is good for.
Yeah, Julian Roland in the gun. He's going to hand it off right up the middle.
Gets back to Chunk. Not too bad there. I'll say the Mules did have success last week against Schuylkill Valley with some of their backups. Cam Small wasn't necessarily getting it done. Not even necessarily Mikey Miller out of the backfield either. They were putting in Rodriguez, they were putting on Idochi, and they were finding a little bit, fresh legs against a slightly tired defense, and they were finding some gaps and holes and doing a really nice job in garbage time and beyond for them.
And Idochi very well could be the future here of the Mules. We talked earlier, you've got Cam Small. He'll obviously graduate, and you're looking for the next player to step up. Idochi's got some quickness and acceleration out of the backfield.
And Manny, a junior, he would be able to step up next year. Man in motion, the handoff is up the gut once again. That is once again Idochi up to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard further. Taking a peek here, we do have to give out our players of the game, and we may as well just knock that out while we have the running clock. So A. Murray Family Investments, LLC, here for Manheim Township Athletic Association Youth Night.
No, Muhlenberg Township. not
Muhlenberg
Manheim.
Township, sorry.
I know Mannheim is
Manheim
a little
Township.
closer. This is
Muhlenberg
Muhlenberg
Township. Good Lord. What?
That's all
Anyway,
right. We'll keep you straight.
Player of the game. We're giving one of these out for both teams,
Yes.
not just one. So we will start with the Mules here in a hot second, and I'm not sure if it's really much of a contest as to who it is.
That's one of those you have a trivia contest. Who do you think it's going to be?
Rolling, and chucking into the sideline. We'll bring up 4th down and long. But, yeah, I'm not sure if there's anybody else who we could award the A. Murray Family Investments LLC Player of the Game to than one Cameron Small. 5 touchdowns on the day for him. It's not even a fair comparison. But Cameron Small was certainly our A. Murray Family Investments LLC Player of the Game for the Mules. If we had to choose one from Reading, it's been tough right now, and it may be subject to change, but as of right now, it would be Idris Weaver. It would be number 5. He's had a couple of really nice returns on special teams. So I would certainly lean in that direction. This one through the hands. We're going to have to punt it away or run, and he decides to run with it. Takes a pop around the 45. Lose about a yard on it or so, and Shupp now limping off the field.
Yeah, it looked like he had somebody behind him probably roll up maybe on the ankle a little bit, so hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, that's one of those where you got to make a decision. When you drop it, you're either going to have to roll out and do that little side kick thing of just trying to like roll out and get it off your foot somehow.
The old Garo Yepremian kick.
Jeez.
You know what, CZ? You're going to have to look up
rugby
who
kick.
Garo Yepremian was. You will. Yeah, those are after the game.
Oh, those are
We
after
know.
the game?
We know.
All right,
Those are
well,
after the game.
that's
but
who we're giving it to
we're
anyway.
We're prepping here. It's what we do. We prep.
All right, if you would like would you like the Advanced Comfort Specialists Heat Check Play of the game?
Advanced Comfort Specialists Heat Check.
I'm going to say that's a yes.
Wow, that was something there.
Was that the 80-yarder?
I will say it's the 80-yarder from Cam Small. He's just going to run the table here, unfortunately, because that 80-yarder really set the tone. Honestly, you could say that it was a 38-yarder to start, too, because that was 2 plays, bang. I mean, it was Baez for 32, Small for 38, and they're off to the races. And, you know, the same thing as last week, where you had so many big plays happen. And the same thing here. You have a 38-yard touchdown run. You have a 27-yard. You have an 80-yard touchdown run. You got Lacey catching 43, 39, 46-yarders. Mikey Miller with a 32-yarder. Like, they're all big plays. At some point, it's really hard to come down on just one.
Right.
But both of them by Cam Small. So no matter how you slice it, if it's the first one that led to, you know, the 7-0 advantage and not looking back here in a 48-0 game, you could go that direction. You could go the 80-yarder. I'm happy with either. Either way, Cam Small is your Heat Check Player of the game. Don't get caught in the cold right now. Advanced Comfort Specialist is giving you $25 off furnace tune-ups. Keep your home cozy and your system running strong this fall. Call Advanced Comfort Specialist today and schedule your heat check.
You know, if we could cut apart the award, I'd give some of that to the offensive line. Obviously, they're the ones to get some of those holes open for Cam Small, but ultimately he's the one that takes it to the house, so he gets the glory.
Whole bunch of flags flying in. That one, man, that was a solid, I don't know, 15-yard toss there by the back judge. Not too shabby there.
Ian Rodriguez with a nice tackle for Muhlenberg. We'll see what happens with the flag.
That one coming in all the way from downtown.
I think one thing that has happened at the high school level, the officials have gotten very adept at throwing their flags. It's not just the old, you know, wrist flick on the ground. It's like the old dart game. You know, it had the metal spike where you could just kind of fire it. That's what they're throwing these days. They're just heaving them.
Is that the Addams Family where they're dodging lawn darts? I can't remember. Oh, there's some movie where they're dodging lawn darts like that. Anyway, I'll tighten that up for next week.
Well, actually, I think in, what was it, Grown Ups? No. What was the... Sandler has a movie where they fire an arrow in the air and then you have to run, but ultimately the one character always gets the arrow in the foot. Right? Is that it?
It is grown-ups. Arrow roulette.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it is what they call it.
It's arrow roulette.
It's called just run. Just run away from it. How can it possibly
Yeah.
hit you if you just run like, crazy?
I don't know if you watch this one's blown dead before the handoff. I don't know if you watch Cinema Sins at all on YouTube, but they have a running joke. It's called the Prometheus School of Running Away from Things. If you've seen the movie Prometheus, there's a scene at the very end. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this for anyone, but it's been out for freaking 15 years now. So
Is this where you say spoiler?
Your
turn your
loss,
volume
I
down?
guess.
Yeah.
There's a big giant alien ship at the end that is just rolling because it's round, and Charlize Theron chooses to run in a straight line in the exact direction that it's rolling, and of course she gets crushed by it. So,
course, yeah.
you could run left, you could run right, you could go any direction except for straight, and she chose straight and got squashed.
Yeah, that is the proverbial falling when you're being chased with someone that may have a chainsaw,
Hand off inside, maybe a yard or two. Not much there. Third down.
Coming up,
Starting to lose the-
5:15
yeah.
to go here in the fourth.
Starting to lose the thread here in the fourth quarter.
We're trying. We're trying.
Still 48-0.
Hey, did you hear the Packers picked up Micah Parsons?
I don't think we've talked about that yet.
I don't think so.
I hope Jerry Jones stays alive forever.
Everybody in the NFL but the Cowboys are saying, Jerry, just stick around forever.
Third down and 14 from the 46. This time rolling to his left, looking downfield, and
Nice.
nearly intercepted again. That time it looked like Khalil Perez getting in there, getting a couple hands on it, knocking it to the ground. Fourth down.
Yeah, nice play there. Stayed with the receiver, extended, almost brought it in. I think the ball hit the ground as he hit the ground, but good play.
Well, you're down 48-0. You go for it. Punt doesn't do anything for you. Under 4 minutes left.
Talked about the youth. There you go. Number 25, he's a sophomore.
Or as my wife's grandfather used to call them, the Utes.
The Utes. As did Joe Pesci.
It's all about the Utes. That time, it's Elijah Fleming, freshman quarterback, running and finding a couple of yards. They will turn it over on downs, and the Mules will finish up here with 3.5 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, Coach Flowers certainly has to be pleased. Just like we've talked about, they came out strong. They put this game away early. The defense was stout, didn't give up anything. A few pass plays here and there. The run defense, absolutely nothing. And the offense was running on all cylinders. So certainly good to see Muhlenberg turning a corner, and it'll be fun to watch them as the season progresses.
Certainly will be. I know I'm more excited to see a team like this
I'm
year.
sure you are, yes.
Whew. I mean, got to see Wyo last year. Wyo doing extraordinarily well, getting into districts as usual. Handoff this time, well read by the Red Knights. Big Hoss getting into the backfield there. What was that, 52? In on the stop. Caden Boston, 5'10", 290. Second down, 13 to go. The Mules will wrap this one up and go to face Daniel Boone next week. just one of 2 away games due to the snafus that they suffered last game.
They're the
Or last
same.
season, I should say. Final minute and a half of play here as the Mules in absolutely no rush. Darren will be taking a quick break here. We'll talk to him again when he's down on the field.
In the meantime, you have me.
Oh, good Lord.
I mean, I'm usually not talking, so this
Anyway.
is new for me too.
Anyway, Julian Rolone coming in.
Hey, I'll sit here and do the same thing I usually do. I'll sit here and be quiet. You ain't got to hear nothing from me.
Got a timeout here on the field. Whistle's blown dead. It might be Rob Flowers using a timeout here, or a delay of game. Stops the clock with 51 seconds left.
I think you cast or cursed it from last game
What?
because you and Pat were talking about how Muhlenberg games are always so long.
Last week was especially excruciating for some reason. We were watching that Exeter score just keep rolling up, and we're watching all these scores go final, and we were just waiting for the death of that Schuylkill Valley game as victory formation here for the Mules inside 30 seconds. And that'll do it here as the Mules take down the Red Knights 48-0. Scoring all of their points that they needed in the first half of play. Cam Small, 5 touchdowns. Baez, a touchdown pitch and catch. Another touchdown run by Mikey Miller. A couple of big, long plays. He was bombing it all over the place to Eddie Lacy, and to Fred Lacy, and just a fantastic job here by the Mules. Not quite a complete stunner. It will not match the 57-point margin of victory from way back when, but a 48-0. It will be the largest margin of victory in a shutout by the Mules against their rivals here. And just an impressive finish for Muhlenberg. So why don't we take a quick break here?
Yeah, we can.
And when we come back, Darren will be closer to getting, I believe, Rob Flowers on the horn here. He does have the microphone down there. See if he's able to easily get onto the field. And we'll have head coach Rob Flowers for you when we come back right here on the Mules Sports Network.
Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Coley Insurance Group is a fully independent insurance agency here to put you first. With access to 30-plus top-rated insurance carriers, they ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they've got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the power of choice is always yours. Call Goosehead Insurance agent Brad Coley today at 484-838-6088. At Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market, they keep it simple. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious. In the mood for a hoagie? Choose one from the menu or tell them what you want. A hot sandwich or a cheesesteak? They've got that covered too. Lunch meat for a family gathering? They have it fresh cut to order. Craving Italian? There are imported specialties you won't find anywhere else. Along with drinks, chips, snacks, and hot or cold brewed coffee in caramel, French vanilla, and hazelnut flavors. That's Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market. 15 Village Center Drive in Flying Hills. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious.
Back here, you can basically Auld Lang Syne here. As everyone's holding up their helmets. Whoops. Well, we're currently in the black right now live.
At Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market, they...
We'll be back eventually. Somebody kicked the cord, and I won't point fingers. Got the, there we go. Got the trophy back up there. These guys get to raise it with pride. In 3 straight years, they haven't been able to lift that trophy. Now finally a 48-0 victory. They came out, made another statement. Talking with Darren earlier, that really is one of the biggest things. You know, as a team that is looking to take that next step, you got to be able to put away bad teams, and put away bad teams they did. That was most certainly what we were waiting for there. Anyway, we can take a peek here at the stats as Darren is down there waiting to get an interview with Rob Flowers. Anyway, Baez tossing for a touchdown. He also threw an interception, but 160 yards for Baez as he was just bombs away down the field. Fantastic effort by him. Cam Small, 5 touchdowns on 10 touches. His last one in the second quarter ran for touchdowns of 38, 1, 2, 27, and 80 yards. And then Mikey Miller with a 6-yard plunge as well, leading to all of the scoring that the Mules needed. Small, about $1.98 in total. And again, just another really well-rounded Muhlenberg performance, as we are getting a little bit of feedback here. And that is most certainly just Darren out on the field with the microphone, trying to figure out how to turn it on, and it is on.
Test, test.
There's
Test,
Darren.
test.
There's Darren. Got a little bit of, yep, might have to mute that. At least in the meantime. I'm losing out of things to talk about. hit on most of it. Anyway. Taking a peek here at, they have no scores uploaded quite yet on Mike Drago, so don't have all of these scoreboard updates. But honest to God, this was maybe one of the more interesting storylines of the entire evening. The rest of Berks was either outside of Lancaster-Lebanon League play or in non-league play, or as you can see the coaching staff out there getting into it.
There we go.
So eventually, Darren down there talking with Paul Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Darren might challenge him to a foot race to try to get the Rob Flowers first.
He might. I mean, one's getting recorded and one's live. So, I mean, there may be a little bit of a tussle there. We'll see.
We'll say things looking up for Schuylkill Valley after last night, if you're happy about that.
Heck yeah. I know
And,
they were playing on Thursday.
Yeah, they had William Johns out there, freshman. Caught 5 passes for $113, 3 first-half touchdown passes from Eletris.
Both standing here, very quiet at that point in time. Probably the worst point in time to be a little too quiet, but, I mean, waiting is what he does best, so. But, I mean, this is a totally different team than we've seen 2 years ago. It's insanity to think that 2 years ago, they were 1-9.
Most of that's just the culture change.
I know, it was huge
A lot of the
culture change. You get a little bit of different coaching, you get a little bit of a different kind of sense to it, and it's kind of like, what are you going to do? Like, coach, and I actually had a conversation with Coach Matt Flowers, the basketball coach, on my way up here, and I was talking to him about how he changed the culture a little bit for the basketball team, and I asked him a really question. I was like, so this year, coming into the basketball team, what class do you think is your predominant class? Is it your senior or your junior? And he said our juniors. He thinks they have 3 of the best guards in the game. He thinks he has 3 of the best guards in the county, and I'm really excited for this basketball season.
While DZ's down there on the field, let's take a quick break. Rather than having some dead air in the meantime, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, DZ on the mic on the Muhls Sports Network.
At Birdie's Inn we meet again, friends and love forever blend. Raise a glass to time so sweet, come on in and find your seat. Lights are twinkling, stories never fade, moments we cherish, in memories made. Dancing in the night.
All right, I'll look up in the booth, make sure I've got him. All right, we are good. Darren Ziner with the Muhls Sports Network. I am with Cam Small. Cam, first off, congratulations on a fantastic night.
Thank you.
So, Cam, you're a senior now, all right? Obviously in the program for a few years. What's it like being the senior? You know, you bringing the leadership now to the younger group coming up.
It just feels great. You know, I knew that since I was young, that I was a leader since I was at a young age, and I'm just putting it more into use now because I know everyone looks up on me, and it's going to be affected on most people.
So obviously the elephant in the room, so to speak, 5 touchdowns tonight. Obviously, you know, it doesn't happen without an incredible offensive line. I mean, your talent notwithstanding. Tell us about the guys up front.
We're all strong, fast. We put in the work every single day, and we know that I know that they will do their job, so I just got to do mine.
So how long have you been with the program, since you're a freshman?
What, this program? Yeah. No.
Tell you, all right. So, I'll take it back. How long have you been playing football?
Since I was 6.
Since you were 6. Always the running back?
Yeah, running back and quarterback.
Quarterback, okay. So not only are you the running back, we saw you in the secondary as far as your pursuit, your speed. Tell me how that has helped your overall game playing defense back there.
So when I'm out, I'm never really off the field. I'm always on the field, so I'm always engaged in the game, and I know I could make an impact on offense and defense for the team.
All right, well, it's my pleasure to give you the A. Murray Family Investments, the MTAA Youth Night Player of the Game Award. So I will present that to you. Again, congratulations, best of luck. We'll be watching you all season long on the Muhls Sports Network. Good luck, take care. Thanks, guys, take it away.
Thanks to Darren. 48-0, your final score here. Not a bad start here. 45 points by the offense last game. 7 of them coming from a kickoff return, but slightly more impressive here from the offense. 48 unanswered. That's coming off 3 straight losses to Reading here. Just a completely diabolically different Muhlenberg team than the one that we've seen in the past.
Yeah, totally different. And I mean, Coach Flowers has done amazing. Rob has done absolutely amazing with this program. The first time I met him, I was actually working at DSG, Dick's Sporting Goods, and he was coming in to buy sweatshirts. And at that point in time, I'm on the register because I'm new. I have no idea what I'm doing. And they're talking about football, and I go, "Hey, Coach, what's going on?" "Oh, we're going to go back to DZ because he's with..."
I think I just got the thumbs up. So I understand Dries is how you go, okay? Well, Dries, obviously not the outcome you wanted tonight, but just seeing your talents on the field and as far as the abilities and what you bring to the game, tell us what it means when you're out here under the lights.
Yeah, for sure. So I started when I was 5 years old. So obviously this is a passion of mine. I'll never quit on the team, never do nothing. I'm gonna finish no matter what. First thing I'll do is thank God, give thanks to God, and that's what keeps me on this field. I love God and I appreciate it, and He giving me the sport. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep it pushing and get better game by game.
So obviously, I understand Reading a younger team, you being one of the veterans. Tell me what it means to you as far as being one of the veterans and to show that leadership to the young kids coming up.
Yes, leadership is very important. So obviously I want to leave a legacy as a senior. So I'm gonna make sure we're all doing the right thing at practice, and we're making sure when we do the right thing, we're executing it right. So the people in the next years coming up are able to experience it, and they're able to apply that to their lives and on the field.
So tell me, as far as tell me your coaching staff. All right, obviously trying to instill a new program here at Reading as far as, bringing up the young kids, putting together a program. Tell us what the coaches mean to you.
Yes, so Coach Troy, I came here about 2 years ago, so this is my second year at Reading, and I came from Exeter, and Coach Troy, all he did was welcome me, make sure I was doing the right things, so I had the ability to play on Friday night. So first thing I would think is Coach Troy and all the coaches for just welcoming me, and just as a coaching staff in total, they're great guys. Like it's an honor to be coached by them. Like, and there always will be coached. Like, no matter what, come back 10 years, it's always going to be Coach Troy and all the other coaches.
Well, Dries, I want to congratulate you for being the Reading Player of the Game. So congratulations. And I will hand the A. Murray Family Investments plaque to you. Again, congratulations. Best of luck to you, okay?
Thank you. Have a
Take
good one.
care. You too.
Now we're good with DZ on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to wait for him to get all the way back up here, though the camera will most certainly track him
Yeah.
going off the field. It's like the Lonely Man theme from Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we are on the road next week. We're at Daniel Boone.
Yeah, we are.
Done talking about this one for now. Fantastic effort.
Mhm.
I think we've said everything that needs to be said, more or less. But at Daniel Boone next week, that was a 40-29 game last year. I don't anticipate it being that close this year. If they keep playing like this. The same thing with Lebanon coming up. They'll host them on the 12th. That was a 55-36 game last year. I don't think it's going to be that close this year, in much the same way. But at Daniel Boone next week, 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:45. We're on the air, and for better or for worse, you get Pat again next week. So
You get the duo, as the intro usually says.
if you like DZ more, you can watch the Exeter game, but otherwise you can listen to my sweet baritone alongside Patrick Wider at Daniel Boone. We'll be in Birdsboro for that one. Daniel Boone, not a great start. Again, they're missing their starting quarterback. It's been kind of, that's just kind of how their seasons have unfortunately gone the past couple of years, that they've lost their quarterback. Hayden Moyer has ended up stepping in when they lost him the last time around, and now he's injured himself. And just a rough go of things for the Blazers. But regardless, that's good news for us. We'll be on the horn 6:45, 7 o'clock kickoff. So for everyone here, at Muhlenberg, 48-0 your final score. I'm Ryan Lineweaver. Thank you to Darren Ziner. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to our camera operator, Bradley.
Yes.
Our fans for tuning in, and our sponsors, as always, for keeping this thing churning along. So with that, we'll see you next week, 6:45 on air, 7 o'clock kickoff against Daniel Boone. For everyone here and the Muhls Sports Network, I'm Ryan Lineweaver. Have a great night.
Thank you for joining us for Muhlenberg Mules football on the Muhls Sports Network. Brought to you by Birdie's Inn, where they remind you to have fun and be kind. Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Advanced Comfort Specialists supplying all of your HVAC needs. And Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market in Flying Hill. Join us all season long for Muhls Sports Network coverage of your Muhlenberg Mules. This has been a presentation of Jerry Gelliff Media. Good night.